just overall, it hit me this morning about 3:34 in the morning. Woke up, staring straight at the ceiling, and said to myself, "It's not just another day; it's today." And maybe that's just another way of saying, attack this day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. But yeah, it was a great day.
Listen, he is crazy, but I love that. Attack today with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Can you imagine if every single day we wake up like that and we go find unbelievable real estate opportunities? Oh, Jim Harbaugh, that pumps me up. That gets me so excited. Welcome everybody to the Brent Daniels Real Estate Live Show. Guys, we are here to give you the instruction to go out there to find the absolute best deals in your marketplace. I want to grease the wheels so that you're not confused about the process and so that you can go out and take massive, imperfect action. The only way that we can go out and take massive, imperfect action is if we have the confidence to do so. So welcome. That is the whole point of this show, and I want to answer your questions. So make sure you understand that this is a participation type process, all right? I want you to put in your questions here so that we can answer them later in the show. We've got a phenomenal show for you. Now, this is all about converting more of the opportunities, more of the leads that you get into actual signed agreements. Let's bring this all the way back to the very start of the process. And I don't care if you're wholesaling or flipping or buying rentals, it's all part of this process right here, okay? Number one is lead generation, right? We have to be able to find the opportunities. This is the engine of our business. If our business is a big train going down the tracks, this is fueling the motion. This is getting all of that momentum in our business. And the more fuel we put into our lead generation, the faster we go towards the income goals that we have. All right. So number one is you can wait for deals. Right? You can build up a nice referral database. You can call real estate agents. You can call other wholesalers. You can talk to your friends and your family. You can post every single day to your Facebook and Instagram accounts. I buy houses in your stories. You should be doing that, by the way, every single day. Watch what happens. You'll start getting some free deals, but it takes a little bit of time. You have to wait for those deals to come in. You know, it's not going to be very predictable, but they are wildly profitable because you're not spending money for people sending you those opportunities. So you wait for the business, and that's the referrals. Second is to earn it, right? This is how most of us start out. Most of us don't have a huge marketing budget that we can throw at this business, right? Nor do we really have the experience and the skills to convert a lot of those deals early on. So it's a big risk to be sending out a lot of marketing in the beginning because it's expensive. I mean, if you look at the average stats in a small market, the average cost per deal from a marketing standpoint is about $2,500 to $4,000 in a small market. In a big market, it's anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000, depending on where you're at. That's just facts. But when you do get to the marketing part, it is awesome because inbound is great. But so we start here prospecting. What is prospecting? This is door knocking. This is picking up the phone and calling property owners that have some sort of distress with their property, whether that's the physical distress, emotional distress, or a financial distress with their property. They want to trade the price for speed and convenience. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. It's not always about price. It's not. It's just, it simply isn't. Some people just want the speed and convenience. Imagine that you want to buy a new car and you take your car into the dealership and they say, hey, listen, we can give you a trade-in value of this amount. You know that if you went and got it all detailed and cleaned up, took it to the mechanic, got everything perfect, got it running great, you put it out there, you had people come to your house, test drive it, go around, do all these things, you could get more for your car, but you don't because you just want to get rid of that and move on. It's the same thing people do with houses. So what we look for is people that want speed and convenience, and they're willing to work at our price. All right. That's the magic of this business. That's what we're really focusing on. And we can use tools to be able to find all of those unbelievable opportunities there. And we can prospect and pick up the phone and talk to the property owners and make offers. You can do it right now with a small budget, stay highly profitable and get an excellent return on investment. All right. Last one is to buy. You're going to buy these leads. You're going to buy people that are going to literally reach out to you and say, buy my house. And I'm telling you, when you get into that sweet spot, this is where once you get into the $500, $750, $1 million income range in your business, really anything over 250,000 in your business, all of a sudden you start buying those leads because you have the budget, you have the systems, you have the skills, you have the attention focused on all of these leads, and you can convert those. And it is awesome because you don't have to have a lot of huge systems, and you don't have to have a really big team, a really big company to be able to do it. With these other two, you have to have a lot of people. You got to be a really great leader of people, and you got to understand that there's going to be turnover, and there's a lot of emotions involved with letting people go or downsizing in bad times or hiring during up times, and it's a lot. I've always focused on getting it to here as much as possible and build this as much as possible, because then you got free deals and you've got consistency with a small team. All right. All of this is good. Does everybody get this? I think so. Everybody's having a good time. We're warming it up. We're feeling the juices, right? We're attacking the day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Jim Harbaugh. Now we're talking here. And I'm going to break this down today, and I'm going to give you every single step so that you can master the conversion part. Because you can get as many leads as you want, but if you can't go and close and get a commitment from that property owner, between you and that property owner, nothing matters. Leads mean nothing if you can't convert them. Signed agreements and closed deals mean everything. All right. So the lead part of it, I mean, this is how we started, but this is how we get it to the next step. Right. And it's really broken down into three parts: pre-qualifying, lead follow-up, and your offer presentation. And I've got an awesome guide for you guys, a download that I'll give to you guys. We'll make sure we put it in the chat here, and like a link to it, and and you can get it after the show and in the show notes. There you go. And then exit strategy. This is the last part, guys. Exit strategy. You can assign your deal, unless you're in South Carolina, and we'll get into that later in the show. Flip that deal, or you hold that deal. There's really only three here. Now, there's a lot of different things involved with flipping and holding that kind of splinter off. But really, if you boil it down to what are the exit strategies that are available to you, it's these right here, right? And I would put like novations in this assignment. It's pretty much, in my opinion, the same type of genus, the same type of family tree. All right, now. Let's get into, let me transition here to the desk and get this thing over here. And let's look at the perfect offer pack. All right, guys, we're going to go through this and really show you, this is our approach. All right, this is our approach for going on the appointments. And I'm going to have Ryan Thorton, my acquisition manager, my closer. I think he's the best in the country. He's going to be on at the back end of this show in about an hour, about 90 minutes. He's going to be on, and he's going to be really breaking down. He might be on an appointment. Who knows? It'll be exciting to see where he's at, but he's going to be on in about 90 minutes. We also have the incredible Tom Croll coming on to give us more words of wisdom. If you guys have been watching the last couple shows, he has absolutely been blowing everybody's mind. He's the best of the best. He's my coach, my mentor, and he's got principles for business that you cannot miss. He's going to be here in 20 minutes. And then we also have Matt Camp with Deal Machine. He's going to be breaking down how to go out, how 80% of brand new real estate investors investors find their first deals. We're going to be breaking all that down. We're going to give you all the tools and resources that you need. Rafael Cortez, the CEO Pulse, is going to be here. He's amazing. He's going to be here in about 50 minutes, so do not miss. And we're going to be giving away, we're going to be popping these balloons back here with some darts, and we're going to be giving away some awesome prizes. So stick around. Let's jump into it. Stop talking, Brent. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Here we go. So perfect offer pack. Here we go. Step number 1 is you need to prepare for the appointment. What does that mean? That means that you actually pre-qualify the property owner that you're speaking with, that you're going on an appointment with. Now let's talk. And by the way, at the back of this packet here, talks about virtual wholesaling. So we'll get into some of that. But if you have questions, make sure that you put them in the chat. All right. But number 1, pre-qualify them based on the 4 pillars. What's the condition of the property? What's their timeline to sell? What's their motivation? And what's their price? Right? If you understand the condition of the property, then you can make some assumptions. You can use something like this and just make some assumptions on what the cost is going to be for the different types of rehab budgets that are going to be necessary for this property, right? Is it a pretty clean property? Is it an easy rehab with carpet and paint? Does it need a lot of work? Are you replacing cabinets and countertops, flooring, or wow, this is bad? You know, this is something that's going to need a total gut, maybe a little bit of engineering, changing up the floor plan. It was built in the 70s. It's got a sunken living room. It's got weird walls. It's all the floor plan feels very cramped and gross, right? Does it need to be opened up? These are the differences that really matter when you're going in and making an offer to a property owner. So if you don't know the condition of the property, it's going to be very difficult for you to make some assumptions on what you can offer them. Because the point of going on an appointment is to get the contract signed, the agreement signed. That is the point, right? And we can get into this. If you guys want to know more about this, please put it in the chat and or the comments if you're watching the replay of this. Where'd my hold on, Matt. I did something crazy here with my StreamYard. Did I turn it off? No, here we are. Enter studio. Sorry, guys. Oh. That's crazy. All right. Anyway, let me get back to the offer pack. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't be allowed to touch stuff. I don't see where the offer pack is here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Next, prepare for any possible objections by getting advanced agreements over the phone. Guys, this is what the best of the best of the best do. They don't walk into a situation and don't understand what the objections are before they get there. Then you're put on your back foot, and now you can't go smoothly through the process that I'm going to show you here. Martha, when I see you tomorrow, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable with everything, is there anything that would stop you from moving forward with my offer? Yes, Brent, we have other offers. Yes, Brent, I need to take this to my attorney. Yes, I need to let my real estate agent see this. Yes, I don't make any big decisions without praying about it, right? We hear all of these all the time. There's no way when you come over, I'm going to sign anything. I totally understand. Can you give me a little bit more information on why that is? If I get you the price that you want and the terms that you want, wouldn't it make sense for us to move forward sooner than later? No, I don't make any decisions quickly. Now you've already planted the seed, though. They can give you the reflex no. They can kind of put up their force field, but by the time that you get there, that's already been dissolved. Plus, you already know the objections before you go out on the appointment. You're not whipping out a contract trying to get them to sign it, and they've got 14 other questions for you. And remember, an objection is just a question in the mind of the property owner, all right, that hasn't been answered. So get the advanced agreements. Is there anything, Bob, when I come out there and everything makes sense, is there anything stopping us from moving forward? If I'm ready to commit to you on paper, Are you ready to commit to me on paper and start moving forward and open up escrow and get this taken care of? Yeah, absolutely. Could you imagine this, guys? This happens every single day. Every single day in our business, we're having these conversations, and people will tell us, yes, I'm ready. I want to work with you guys. I just want to make sure that you come see the property so you understand what you're getting into. It's awesome. So ask the advance agreements. You have to be bold here, because if you're just like, hey, Bob, are you available tomorrow at 1:00? I can stop by the house, check it out, and we can just talk about, if we can put in an offer or not and what that looks like. Don't do, yeah. Come over at 1. And then you go over at 1. Bob dominates the whole conversation, dominates the whole experience. You're put on your back foot, and then you're stumbling and fumbling to pull out your purchase agreement, if you even bring it. Or you go, yeah, okay, great. I see it. I took some pictures of the property, and I'll get back to you on what we can offer you. During that time, I'm coming, or Ryan Thornton's coming at 2:30 on the appointment. We've already got advanced agreements, and we're getting the contract signed. When you call back, you get that crestfallen experience when all of a sudden Bob tells you, you know what? I'm sorry. I actually just I just signed with somebody else. I just sold it to somebody else, right? I'm giving you the game here, guys. This is years of experience. This is so important that you get advanced agreements. Next, bring an offer. Bring an offer. Fill out the agreement with their address and their tax ID number, the legal description for the property, and have it ready, have it tangible. If you want to do it on an iPad, go bananas, right? Go bananas. I don't care. You're a tech person, do it. I just think there's something magical. There's something that is, what is it? Not transference, whatever. There's just something that happens when you put pen to paper. Transformative. There it is. Boom. I had it. It was in there, Luke. But I've taken a lot of hits to the head. I played football for a long time, and then boxed. But no, listen, I'm telling you, like, have the paperwork ready. There is something magical when pen goes to paper. There's some commitment that is more involved that, in my opinion, a DocuSign doesn't have. Now, does DocuSign work? Sure. Do people prefer it? Probably. But there's just something a little bit stickier about pen and paper. All right. Next, don't smell when you go on the appointment. Wear a polo like this. You've been noticing I've been wearing a polo lately. Very professional. Although I prefer my TTP shirt that I've worn for 8 years now, 7 years now, pretty much every day. There's something just a little bit classier about having a collar on. Female, male, doesn't matter, right? And just be groomed. Do your hair. Brush your teeth. I can't tell you how many times we go on appointments with some people and they look like absolute slobs. Absolute slobs. And you will stand out if you have a lot of confidence in your appearance. And the best way to do that is just like be clean cut. Just be there, super professional. Brandon, I got you, bro. Don't worry. Listen, I got unlimited TTP shirts. The lapel sticks to this easier. It's a little bit better. And I think it's just a nice look. Anyway, arrive 15 minutes early and park across the street. I want them to see you coming. I want them to see you sitting there. I want them to anticipate you coming to the door. I want them to know that you showed up early and that you're preparing for this presentation because you're taking it seriously. It just levels you up with professionalism, right? 15 minutes is you're on time. On time, you're late. And if you're late, don't even bother. Don't even bother. I mean, unless there's some extenuating circumstance and you have to like text them and tell them, oh my gosh, I'm running a little bit late. There's a crash. There's this and that. Whatever. right? That's fine, but you need to be there 15 minutes early in your car, mentally preparing, getting super confident, making sure that your paperwork's clean, making sure that you are ready to go in on that appointment with a twinkle in your eye, a smile on your face, and with the heart of a servant that's going to go in there and solve the problem of this property owner. All right. Next. Oh, yeah. Well, there it is. Prepare mentally. It's already there. Just do it. Just get in that spot. Maybe it's listening to this YouTube channel. Maybe it's listening to a really great podcast. Maybe you put on The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale that everybody should be listening to on a daily basis as you're growing your business. It just helps you like get into a really, really, really productive place in your mind. It makes your posture taller, right? It makes you feel like you're invincible. So make sure that you do that before. Next, step 2, open the appointment. Greet them. Greet them. All right. Ask to preview the property and take some pictures. As you're going around, get permission. If they give you permission to take pictures of their property, they're already giving some form of trust, right? Do you mind as we're going around, I just take pictures of the property? No, I don't want you taking any pictures. Now we're into a whole different discussion. Now we have to get through a whole bunch of other hurdles that are in our way to getting the trust to be able to get a signed agreement to purchase this property, right? But for the most part, they're going to be like, yeah, no problem. And then they're already giving you permission. And if they're already giving you permission, it's building trust quicker. All right. Next, presenting the offer. I want you to lead them back to the kitchen table. I can't tell you how many times property owners, when I was going on appointments, would lead me to the couch or to like their sitting area, their like most comfortable zone. But they would like kind of kick back and they'd be in a position where they were kind of listening, but kind of like storytelling. And that's fine. I mean, rapport is built over time and communication. But you want to do this like in a sitting up business type of environment. Like this is an environment to get things done. You know what I mean? I don't want you grabbing like a magazine or a book or something to, sign the agreement with them. I mean, do what you got to do. Bring a clipboard if you have to, whatever. But preferably if you can sit at the kitchen table, it's going to be the best. And here's the key. Do not sit across from them. Sit next to them. If they sit across from you as you're pulling out the paperwork, the agreement, move over to the seat next to them, right? You don't have to do it right away. You don't have to be super weird. You don't have to be like, you're playing this trick. You're playing this psychological trick on them where you're trying to get close to them and you're trying to, get in their bubble type of thing. Respect their bubble. Have the conversation eye to eye. And then move over when you're bringing out the agreement if you have to. If you can, preferably sit right next to them. You want to be in alignment, not playing poker. All right. Next, call the offer the agreement. Right? Will you approve the agreement? Jerry Norton, beautiful. Will you approve the agreement? I think that's so powerful as opposed to, will you sign the contract? That'll make everybody a little bit, standoffish. All right. Next, oh my gosh, guys, we got Tom Croll waiting in the wings. I've got like 4 more minutes, Tom, and we're going to bring you on. You better have that bell ready. He's got the bell ready. He's got his thumbs up. He's going bananas. It's going to be so good, guys. Oh my gosh. Get ready. We'll go through this. Next, guys, do this to prevent a lot of distrust later on in the relationship. Go through the agreement with them. The agreement that they sign is literally the terms of the relationship between you and them. Go through that so that there's no surprises, so that they don't go, I can get out of this contract, no problem. I can, you didn't tell me there was an inspection period. You didn't tell me I wasn't going to get money right away. You didn't tell me this, and this. You know what I mean? Like you want to go through the actual agreement so they understand it. And I get it. There's going to be people that are like, okay, yeah, just sign here, and we're out, right? But if you go through the agreement, you're going to make the transaction so much stronger. All right. And this is something that I learned from Tom's stepbrother, Todd Toback. Certainty and likability are like 85% of this. If you have certainty and likability that you can buy that property and make it as smooth as possible for them, they are going to do business with you. Certainty and likability. Next, get the seller to sign the offer. Do they like you? Do they trust that you're going to get the deal done? Do they understand the terms? Do they agree to the price? Those are the real three things. Does the price make sense? Yes. Do the terms make sense? Yes. Do you trust that I can get this done? Great. Boom. And then you sign it first and you turn it to them and get them to sign it. That's how you close the deal. People think that like closing is this magical thing that happens. It's a natural progression of all the things that you've done up until this point. It truly is. If you have the certainty and likability, you've pre-qualified them, you understand when they want to close and how much they're willing to take for it. The only thing that's missing is, do they trust you? And that trust is built by that certainty and likability and having the confidence that you can get the deal done. Next, I like using the TurboScan app. I scan the contract. I say the agreement, and I send it right to the title company or closing attorney right away. And I literally title it new escrow, put the address, send it to them right away. I'm gonna scan this, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. I'm gonna send it right to the title company or closing attorney, and they're gonna already start their work. And I'm gonna leave this agreement with you. You can leave them the original. That's fine. You can make a copy of it. You can have a couple different copies if they want a couple copies. But oftentimes with older property owners or like the usually it's the children of the older sellers go, well, we need a copy of the agreement. Of course, I can email you a copy right now, the same email that I'm sending out to the title company, and I'll just leave you the original copy. Is that fair enough? And they're usually great with that. Set expectations for if you're not going to close the deal, if you're going to sign it and wholesale the deal, it's going to go, you're going to need to get your buyers in there. So set the expectation. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, during the inspection period, I need a 2 to 3 hour window, 2 to 3 days from now. So if it's Monday, make it Thursday, that I can bring everybody in and take a look at the property and make sure that we're a go 100% to close the deal. And then we'll be out of your hair. So set that already so that they have that expectation and you already have something scheduled to get your buyers in there. All right. Then tell them, hey, listen, I'm going to over communicate with you. Okay. But by the way, guys, Matt, can you put this a link to this perfect offer pack in the chat so everybody can just download and print this? Awesome. I'm going to over communicate. The number one complaint in my industry is that once this agreement's signed, you don't hear from us. That's not going to happen. I'm going to over communicate. You're going to have to tell me to stop communicating with you. Okay. Because I want you to know every part of the process and let you know that I'm always available to answer any questions that you have. And then guys, get out of there. Get out of there. Because when we first start, before it kind of turns into like a normal thing to get these agreements signed, we get all giddy and we get all excited and we start saying really silly things to the property owner. And the only thing that we could do is erode the trust. All of a sudden they're like, wait, this person, did I do something? This person seems very excited. Their whole mood just shifted as soon as we signed this. Get out of there. Go in your car, fist bump, call up your best friend, tell them that you're the greatest real estate investor of all time, scream at the top of your lungs, play, Free Fallin' by Tom Petty and sing it like Jerry Maguire, whatever you want to do. I don't care. Celebrate the way you want to celebrate. Just do it after you leave. Keep a nice, stoic, happy face. I guess stoic isn't really happy. Just keep a nice, friendly face and get out of there. All right. And then you've got the contract, you got the agreement, you've got the pictures, you're ready to rock and roll. All right. And then if you have, if you're doing it virtually, this will be the last thing. And then I'm going to bring Tom Croll in here. If you're doing it virtually, then as a professional courtesy, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, most of the sellers I work with want to make sure they really understand the agreement, the paperwork at the time that we're going to be talking today. Can we hop on a quick call and just go over the purchase agreement together? That way I can answer any of your questions. Right? We can go through it together, answer any questions, and move forward. Because what a lot of people do is they go through this whole process. They understand what the people want for their property. They understand the timeline. They put together the contract. They send it as an e-signature, and then it goes into this email abyss. And then you're constantly checking, oh, did they open it? Did they review it? Why haven't they signed? Did I do something wrong? What's happening here? Oh my gosh. And then you go through all this anxiety and all this frustration. And when you're in that state of mind, you're not hunting for new opportunities. So don't do that. Set it up so that you can go and have a live conversation with them and get that agreement signed. Got it? Awesome. Before we bring, you can remove that. Before we bring the incredible Tom Croll on to the show, we've got a little intro for you, Tom. Got an intro for you that Matt put together, and I haven't seen it, so I'm excited to see this. So why don't you roll the intro, and we'll bring on the incredible Coaching Inc. Tom Croll. All right,
I love it.
Laws of Success. Tom Croll, how are you?
It's great to be here with you, brother. I love signing on early and waiting backstage on these virtual events because I get to hear you speak, and you're just full of wisdom, brother. I totally agree. I totally agree with everything you just said. It's fantastic.
Awesome.
You know, I would. Can I add to it a few little things that I would also suggest for? Let's do it. We'll get right into the meat and potato. Guys, I'm going to help you make a lot of money. Here's a little trick. Number one, as soon as you tell that title company, the minute they get that contract, call the seller and ask them this question. Hey, Mr. Seller, I'm the title company closing this deal. How do you want to receive your money? Would you like us to wire you the money? Would you like to come and pick up a check? Would you like us to mail you the check? Because you've got to remove the splinter from their brain. This is a done deal. That's what you're trying to do. Because you'll never have another contract fall. And, you know, I also think that when you're sitting there, if you're kind of watching what Brent is talking about, what is Brent really conveying with all of the nuance of his words and his body language is confidence, right? Confidence. This is dating 101, right? As soon as you're sitting at a dinner table, and as soon as that seller starts to back away or ask a question, remember, right? A question is an objection. Any question. Brent, what color is your car? Red? Great. Yeah, whatever, right? So any question is an objection. That means they're not really sure they like you or trust you yet. So just see a question as you're at a dinner table and the person you're eating dinner with on the date, they're kind of backing away. Remember what Oren Klaff teaches us in Flipping the Script, one of the greatest salespeople ever born, who's ever lived. The only sales book you ever need is Flip the Script. What does he teach us? ABL, always be leaving. As soon as they ask a question and they start backing away, don't chase them like this and start to convince them how great you are. Oh, I have a red car, but I can change the color of my car, or I could paint it. And instead, just say, you know, I have a red car. Is that going to stop us from doing business today? Is that going to stop me from buying your house today? Let me ask you a question, Mr. Seller. It sounds like you had a bad experience with somebody with a red car. Why don't you just list this house with an agent? It's a nice home, nice neighborhood. You can do the showings and the open houses, negotiate with the agent. Why don't you just keep the house? It's become a landlord. Have you thought about renting it? Why not? Yeah.
Tom, dusting off some of the old scripts. I love it, bro. This is incredible. I love you when you're in this mode. This is great.
I haven't.
You haven't done that. You haven't been on an appointment with the seller in years, and it's in there.
Oh,
it's still in there.
Well, here's the deal. It's 101, right? What I think a lot of you, guys who are watching this and girls who are watching this, what you're going to come to realize as you increase your business acumen and your professionalism is I don't care if you're selling contracts, door hinges, or puppy supplies. It's totally inconsequential. Business is business. The product or the service is inconsequential. It's going to come down to questions like revenue, your P&L, the KPIs. That's when you want a business that is sellable. And when people buy a business, they're not buying a job, they're buying revenue. So you got to start to look at your business. Why do I always say revenue, or everyone, right? Well, hopefully everyone says this. Why revenue in first position? Revenue before. Why? Because that's how you put people first. You want to destroy a company, take away its revenue. You want to destroy a company, take away the owner's net worth, and you'll have a whole bunch of unhappy customers. You want high customer satisfaction? Put revenue in first position. That's the key.
Let me ask you this, Tom, and that takes me down an interesting path, because wholesaling businesses, typically you're not selling these businesses, right? I mean, you've got some incredible people. I'm wearing a Joe Homebuyer a shirt. I own a Joe Homebuyer franchise. It was created by Cody Hoffine and Mark Stubler, right? They took their wholesaling business, did a franchise thing. You see Keegley, you see Home Investors, you see maybe some Net Worth Realty. I don't know if that's a franchise. Some of these ones have gone and done it, but for the most part, we use this as our cash machine to, one, replace our income so that we can get into this business full time and have complete control of our of the rest of the time we have left on the planet. And then also to buy rental properties or buy assets that we can retire on, or, buy a big portfolio someday, sell that big portfolio, have that big exit. So, is it silly to build a business that's just an ATM machine? Should we be focusing on building something that is sellable? Like, what is your thoughts there? Because you've done both.
Right.
So you've got experience with both. Where do you, just your opinion. I mean, it doesn't, what I mean?
Here's what I have come to after, over a decade of doing this. And here's what I have found. First of all, let me just speak to everyone who's listening and considering here. Whatever you're planning on doing and whatever business you're planning on building, while you're planning, be making money, right? Yep. So let's just start with 50,000-foot rules. The whole idea of business and what is a business and what's the difference between a business that you run and a business that runs you, right? Let's talk about some of the rules that we can actually apply, right? Let me give you some ways to turn this hustle, right? And everyone talks about and brags about hustle and stay hungry and I don't want to stay hungry. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know who these maniacs are. Hustle is a season. It's not a lifestyle. Okay. Right. Hustle's great in the beginning. I don't know a successful, wealthy anyone who's worth any kind of significant wealth. I don't know one who hasn't had a season of outworking everyone else around them, but they got out of that season. Right. Mm-hmm. Colonel Sanders, great story. If you're 55, should be an inspiration. But if you're 35, you don't want to be 55 putting on a white suit, hacking a chicken recipe to 1,000 restaurants. For every Colonel Sanders, there's 10,000 not Colonel Sanders. Right. Yeah. So use that as like first a warning and then an inspiration if you need it later. Here's the way it comes down to in getting out of a season of hustle. First of all, and I made a Facebook post about this today, actually. Get an executive assistant. The minute you start doing deals, entrepreneurship is not an island. If you don't have a team, you're not an entrepreneur. You're a daydreamer. You want to talk about being on a hustle, on a roller coaster, on a hamster wheel, 100%. The minute you get started, your first hire, mine was Lorena. I know you still work with her. She's awesome, right?
She's the best.
The best, right? The best. Soon as you start doing deals, immediately get an executive assistant. I can tell you when it comes to an executive assistant, if you want to create a job into a business, here's what it looks like. They've got to have a college degree, no question asked. I'm going to give you a little trick. They've got to already be working. Yep. Let me give you there are general principles in business, right? When you hire an attorney, hire a litigating attorney, not one sits behind a desk, right? Let me give you a general principle at an EA. When it comes about to your executive assistant, make sure that your executive assistant has a job already when you hire her. That is that is the key. If they're not all, and this is for almost everyone in your business with a few exceptions, every person you hire, make sure you're taking them from another organization. Working people work. Good people are working.
Yep.
So that's rule number one. Rule number two is they've got to have a college degree. And number three is they should understand, they don't have to be QuickBooks certified, but they should have some experience in QuickBooks so that they can help you understand the hieroglyphics of your P&L and KPIs and things like that. But that's one of the ways that you can turn this, job into a business. And when people are, they'll say, well, what they throw around this term scale, and what does scale mean? And I don't want to do this because it's not scalable. Guys, I'm going to give you a really simple definition of the word scale. It just means you're not doing it. That's it. It doesn't matter. Manual, automated, a tool in place, it doesn't matter, right? As long as you're not doing it, it's automated, it's scalable. That's the key. That's how to look at this business. And I just think that, if you say, well, those are the two positives, what keeps you off track from keeping wholesaling more as a job? If you just want to cash cow, when I was doing this with my brother and, he was the AM or, acquisitions manager, whatever the title is that we give him, right?
Yep.
It was 2.5 people. It was me, Lorraine, and Dan. We were doing over $1 million a year. It was phenomenal, right? So it takes a handful of people, not you, right? Just a handful of people, not the owner. The thing that tends to throw people off track is, first of all, celebrating, right? When you get that seller to sign the agreement, don't celebrate just yet. Make 150 phone calls and then celebrate when you get the check, because I will tell you the number one killer of success is early success, right? You do a deal and then all of a sudden you're telling everybody in town and you don't So and number two is distractions. If you look at wholesalers who struggle, or any new entrepreneur who struggles, you say, well, what are they doing wrong that the other guys aren't doing, that the other guys are doing right? There's a few things. They're in too many different marketing channels, right? So they're spread too thin. But one of the things is they start to get distracted too early, too soon. It's never a good idea to get distracted. So stay on point. The difference between when you're looking at what you should do with your day, revenue in first position is absolutely critical, number one. And don't get distracted with when you're looking at hey, how do I decide between a distraction and an opportunity? Take money off the table, right? Because you're going to make money. This is the problem with distractions. If they didn't make money, they wouldn't be distracting, right? So the problem with the distraction is you're going to make money, but be careful here in your business that as you're doing these deals, you don't start to get sidetracked, with, oh, well, I could, do this and make money if I make a recommendation and point the deal over here. Just put horse blinders on and say laser focused on one thing. And if it's not in that wheelhouse, just completely ignore it. As you continue to grow and do different things, you can start to leverage other channels and, sell the sawdust that the lumber yard sells. But I certainly wouldn't be focused on sawdust, before I'm making significant revenue.
By the way, guys, if you guys aren't friends with Tom on Facebook, it is a huge mistake. Also, you've got a group, Coaching Inc., right?
Coaching Inc. is for coaches, where we coach coaches. And and we're putting together, we have, what I'm noticing is a lot of people are just wanting.
Yeah, but I think, Tom, I truly think that you coach entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, yes, you coach coaches, which has been absolutely phenomenal. Because you can, that could eat up a lot of people's profits and time and attention when they, oh, my business is going great, I'm going to go coach. And then all of a sudden they do okay with coaching, and then their business goes totally into the toilet.
Right.
And the coaching only lasts for a little bit. They kind of catch a headwind, and then all of a sudden that goes down, and then the real business is down, and then people have to go back and get a job. So I think you really teach entrepreneurs. And I was thinking about this today, Tom, as I was driving Seamus to school. I'm like, God, Tom posts amazing things like every single day. Like, I need to post more ideas that I'm thinking of, but I don't have as many good ideas as you. I just don't. Maybe it's in there, but I just don't like.
Oh, it's in there. Yeah.
You're constantly posting really, really, really solid things. So, any guys, you need to make sure that you're following Tom on Facebook. I don't think he even knows what Instagram is. He certainly doesn't know what X or Twitter is.
No way.
He doesn't do YouTube. I don't think he's checked an email in 15 years. Literally, he's got one avenue of communication with the world, and that's Facebook. So,
right.
8,205
unread emails, 1,050 unread text messages on my Mac right now. No, it's funny because the majority of my clients now are not coaches. I was just going over this with Darren Bentley, and we just were looking at this. So it's now over 50% are not coaches. They're just general entrepreneurs, CMOs, CFOs, fractional companies, and data companies. And I think that, all the advantage that, where does all this stuff come from? None of it's original for myself. It all comes from looking at the P&Ls of all of these people, right? I love the fact that I get to see everyone online, and I actually know in the background, it's great to know, like, hey, this TikTok's algorithm changed, all the marketing went down automatically, but Facebook Reels are great. And but looking at the P&L of all of these clients, it doesn't matter what they sell, whether it's a marketing company or a door hinge company. It all comes down to the basic, singularly focused, doing the right thing, driving revenue every single day. Just the simple, I think complexity is like it's like a lure that attracts a lot of entrepreneurs. And also a lot of people, they want to feed their ego. So they'll look at their P&L and they'll say like, oh, my gross revenue is $1 million, so I can go buy a Lambo. And which you cannot, right? So you cannot do that. Don't buy a Lambo for a few reasons. But yeah, I would just say, what I notice with all of these entrepreneurs is they're all the same. We're all the same. We're all struggling with the same things. We get distracted, but there are tools and tricks that you can implement to stay on point, stay focused, create a sellable business. Mm-hmm. And if you have a cash cow like wholesaling, absolutely. And then it's once you start wholesaling and cherry picking some properties, then you start doing, what Robert Kiyosaki taught me, a 1031 exchange. And that is phenomenal. That's when you have like, bam. Oh man, those 1031 exchanges are just the best. And the reason, guys, is because if you buy $100,000 house and you buy an $800,000 house, if the market goes up, it only goes up a little tiny bit for $100,000 house. Yep. If the market goes up 5%, it only goes up like 1% for $100,000 house. It goes up like 10% for $800,000 house. That's why, that's why wealthy people buy and hold, wealthy people buy and trade up. That's the key.
Well, and listen, 10% of 800,000 is a lot more than 10% of 100.
Right. I mean, and the opposite is true, right? Because when the housing market goes down, the big houses don't go down as much, and the little houses go right back to what they were worth 10 years ago. Yeah. So it's a huge.
This is a great question, Tom. Talking about sudden, like having early success, right? You were talking about having early success can lead to, getting distracted or not continuing to do the things that got you the success. Do you think that it's the same with sudden wealth syndrome? You know what I mean? Like if for some reason you got a big deal on your first deal, you get $100,000 or, you inherit a bunch of money, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or all of a sudden, things are going really good. You're having a really, really, really good year, a year that you've never had before. It messes with the financial thermostat. And I truly believe in the financial thermostat because I've experienced that in myself. Once I got to a certain point of income or money in the bank or whatever else, I would like look for reasons to spend that money. Even now, I'll be honest, Tom, even now there's like sometimes when, I'll take like an owner draw for bonuses for like a quarter. And I'm like, man, I'm itching to buy something. I'm itching to like go treat myself. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think that is?
Well, here's what I can tell you. I know for sure after coaching thousands and thousands of wholesalers and coaches and entrepreneurs, you're not close to where you need to be. So you better eat, you better stay hungry, and you better keep hustling until you do 3 transactions. Yep. Because you are one thing. I thank God had the right mentors in my ear when I started. And one thing everyone should be constantly aware of, and this is not to be negative, This is to be a realist. You are 2 bad decisions away from the gutter at all times, especially in the beginning. You are super vulnerable. You are maybe hanging out with the wrong people. You might not have the right circle yet. You're going to have, as soon as you do your first deal, just keep your mouth shut. Listen more than you speak. When you have great opportunities, don't waste time, energy, and any revenue bragging to all of your friends or your family members about the opportunity and how great it is. Go close the deal. As soon as you close it, close 2 more. You're not out of the woods until you close 3. I have seen it so many times. They'll do 1 or 2 deals and then they just disappear. One of my very, very first, I won't say his name because now he's a little bit popular, but one of my very, very first students, I went to his house and I convinced him and his wife to do this deal. We did the deal. We split it. This is over a decade ago. He's a sweetheart. I saw him actually the other day, just happened to run into him. After he did his first deal, we made a lot of money. I think we split it 50-50. It was over $40,000. He took $20,000. He took his side and he said, no, I'm out. My wife said, thank goodness we got the initial investment back. I put it back in my bank and he eventually came back in. But early success can be more of a detriment to, especially if you get lucky. You have to remember there is a such thing. People are like, well, I make my own luck. No, you don't make your own luck. How would you make your own luck being born in America? I mean, give me a break. You don't make your own luck. I mean, there are things that work for you, but there is also absolute, pure, unadulterated luck. And and sometimes that all these things, you get started, you have beginner's luck, and then all of a sudden you just fall off the face. So stay humble, keep following Brent, just keep doing what he says, and then you've worked this hard. I'm asking you to work a little bit harder. If you're on deal 2 or 3, I'm saying work a little bit harder. Put in an extra hour, get 1 extra hour less of sleep, have a sense of urgency. Don't waste any time. First thing in the day, what are the things that produce revenue? It's not going to be designing a logo. It's not going to be picking a domain name. It's going to be doing the uncomfortable things. Every single minute of the day, you are faced with the decision that you can do the uncomfortable thing or you could do the comfortable thing. That's it. You absolutely do the uncomfortable thing, and you keep doing that. This way, you never lose your usefulness to other people.
I love
Thank
it.
God you get to work. That's the key with all this.
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, I think that's where you get the fulfillment.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I mean, happiness is a flash in the pan, but true fulfillment in what you do every day. Now, I want to bring this up because I want to get your opinion real quick, and then we'll let you go, Tom. I know you've got a lot going on. I want to show you this. This is really interesting. I saw this today. This is what the income a family needs to live comfortable in the United States. Look at these numbers, Tom.
Wow. Yeah.
Look at these numbers right here. This isn't 50 grand a year per person, 100 grand for a couple. This is based on 50% going towards necessities, 30% going towards the discretionary, and 20% to savings. Now, obviously 20% for savings is bananas for most of America. But look at this. Isn't this wild? How do you do this with a 9-to-5? How do you do this if you're not, I mean, this will take most people 15, 20 years in their career. And we have the opportunity right now to go out, have conversations, make offers on properties that need love, they need investment, and be able to do this. But look, what is your initial reaction to this, Tom?
That's higher than I thought.
Right?
That is higher than I thought.
Look at your state.
Yeah. What is that? 209?
209 in Florida.
Holy Toledo. Yeah. That's, well, here's what I could say to that. That is higher than I thought. I'm shocked. I did not realize it was that high, but I think that we are really blessed to have been in a business. And guys, I started when I was later in life, and I was fired. I was fired from 5 jobs in 7 years. And I mean, I was the worst. I was the worst employee you could ever imagine. I still have my sock. I was just showing this the other day. This is the sock I was wearing from Tommy Bahama. It says relax on it. I was literally I lost the other one because we always lose, right? Every pair of socks we have, we lose one.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So I was wearing that. I had my feet up on the desk, and I was looking for a restaurant for Julie and I to go out to for that night for our anniversary. And my manager and the VP is whatever came in. They said, "You're out." And I will tell you that this business of real estate investing, it really is a game changer. You don't have to be smart. I got a 990 on my SAT. You just got to follow directions, and you got to keep knocking on doors, and you got to keep driving, and you got to keep making phone calls. You got to just keep the real estate investors who make the most money and to hit these numbers and go way past them are the ones who have the most conversations. The people who have the most conversations are the people who do the things that create conversations. The people who plan. Always remember, guys, preparation is a form of procrastination. And if you're listening,
say it again.
Preparation is a form of procrastination.
Yep.
And you will procrastinate all the way. You guys know what to do. It's super uncomfortable. Go and do it. Don't bring anybody with you. You don't need an accountability partner. Brent is successful because he went out and did it on his own. People encouraged him, his friends. They didn't hold him back, but he did it. And I did the same exact thing. People encouraged me, but I did not have an accountability partner checking in. I just did what was necessary that needed to be done. Julie was crying in the bathroom, and she didn't know if she could she should pay the mortgage to Jim because we needed grocery money. Like, if you have to go through that, rock bottom's a strong foundation, but it's the strongest foundation, but there's also a trap door at rock bottom. You can go even lower. So just have a little bit of gratefulness, hard work, stay focused, do the uncomfortable thing, have the conversations. This is easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is
.com.
Bam. Yeah, .com is right.
Guys, give some love to Tom in the chat. Thank you, Tom, so much. I love you. You were the absolute best. You have taken my business and life to levels that I imagined, but when you get there, it's so much better. It's so much better than just thinking about it. So thank you, Tom. Thank you for being on here, guys. Give him some love in the chat. He joins us every single week, and it makes our week so much better. You're the best, Tom.
God bless, guys. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Look at that. Guys, I'm telling you, and I'll pull this up later in the show, that graph is pretty wild. All right. And we'll pull it up, and I'll see what a lot of love for Tom in there, guys. Listen, if you have questions about anything that we're going through, make sure that you get in there. I'm going to add this back on there for anybody that's just joining now. The perfect offer pack. That's what we're talking about to help you convert more of your leads. Make sure you prepare for your appointment. Make sure you know how to open the appointment. Make sure you know how to present your offer. Make sure you get the seller to sign the offer, close the appointment, and get out of there. If you want that this whole guide is available for you to download in the chat. We used to have this at wholesalinginc.com, but unfortunately we had somebody hack in to the academy that we had, the free academy with all of our downloads, and every time we do that, it keeps hacking. So we're trying to figure it out, and we're probably going to transition to the school app, which is totally free, and it's going to be really, really exciting. But that takes some time, and we want to put new and original content in there and make sure that you guys have everything. So for now, our YouTube channel is the only place to really get this easily, so that you can download it easily. So if you guys are not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. I go live every Monday with Jamil Damji, Jerry Norton, Pace Morby, and others on the Wholesale Hotline Show. And then we do this live show on Wednesdays that I absolutely love. I love you guys in here. I want you guys to have massive success as soon as possible. But now, for all of you that are participating, it is time for the giveaway. We're going to give away one of 3 gifts. And Matt, if you'll put me on the lapel here, and I'll tuck my cord in, we'll transition here to, it's getting hot here, so I'm wearing shorts, and it feels awesome. Lululemon shorts are the best. First, we got the Trapper Keeper. This one is a cool, what would you call this? What kind of style is this, Matt? It's like a leopard. It's like a 80s leopard, 90s leopard, a unique leopard. Come on. Anyway, this comes with the lead sheet, master lead sheet. It's a packet that as you're talking with people, you can make sure that you understand all the pillars, right? The condition, timeline, motivation, price. It also has an interesting thing here at the bottom where it talks about different personality types. Are they amiable, expressive, drivers, or analytical? So those will be, we'll give that away for the orange balloons today. We've also got the hoodie here, the Rhino hoodie that we'll send out. I know it's not very cold, but you can use it whenever it gets cold. And then obviously we've got the TTP, the classic TTP shirt. Brandon, I know you miss it on me, but there. You got the puppy trapper keeper last time, CIP. That's awesome. All right, so we'll throw some darts, and we'll see how many darts it takes to pop it. What should we go for first? What should we go for first, guys? What do you want? The trapper keeper? Yeah, real trapper keeper. Or do we want hoodies? Who wants it? All right, we'll go. I'm going to try to give the trapper keeper because I think it's unique. And I bought these like a year ago, and I was like, oh, I'm going to give them away in the show, and then I never did. And now we are. So I'm going to go for it. Ooh. Ooh. Boom. Trapper keeper in your face. Here we go. Trapper keeper. And by the way, guys, I have like, I don't know, 15 of these. They're all different. But this one is really cool. That's a stereo. So apparently this cool leopard is looking at us pensively with this great boom box. And somebody lucky, be nice to Alejandra in the chat because she's the one who decides who this goes to. All right. So boom, there you go. We got our first giveaway, guys. We're going to be doing 2 more throughout the rest of the show. Okay. Gone corporate on us. That's right, Brandon. At some point, right? Just sell out for the corporate, my own corporate. So that's probably good. Anyway, let's get into tools and tech, guys. These are the tools that I'm using in my business right now. I look a little fuzzy still. And maybe it'll get in there. I'm going to show you guys some of the tools here that we use, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. First one is this one, guys, usleadlist.com. US Lead List. These are pre-probates. These are small niche lists that nobody else has. I'm telling you, if you can get this list, a lot of areas are sold out, but get on the waiting list or tell them that I sent you there. You might get preferential treatment on the waiting list if you can. But I am telling you, the Rhino Tribe, and a lot of us are on here, we're crushing it with this list. Crushing it with this list because it's when somebody passes away before it goes to a probate or inherited and it's in the courts, it's actual public document. We get the list before that. Not we, but US Lead. Well, we do because we pay for it, but US Lead List is absolutely phenomenal. Make sure you check it out. The owner has a huge heart for this business, Micah Nichols. He's absolutely phenomenal. His staff is great. Make sure that you reach out to them today. All right. Let me stop sharing that. Let me go back to, sorry guys. Every time I switch to a different one, you have to go in and out. The next one here is, let me get this, Real Supermarket. Guys, realsupermarket.com. Realsupermarket.com. Again, they sell all the data to everybody that has these specific lists. I'm telling you. Like, these guys are the real brain children behind everything else. Everybody marks their stuff up 20, 50, 100%. And so get it direct from the source and you save a tremendous amount. Use the coupon code TTP and they hook you up. TTP as in talk to people. Real Supermarket is absolutely phenomenal for the probates, the pre-probates, the inherited code violations, foreclosures, tax liens, pre-foreclosures, absentee owners, and people that are getting credit repair, which is really, really, really powerful. All those lists are amazing to go through. The owner's fantastic. They source it for everybody. So might as well just get it directly from them and save yourself some money there. Let me share the screen. The next one is right here, flipfinder.ai. Flipfinder.ai. Guys, this is what we're using. This is they're using AI to pull all of the data for the properties that sell to investors for cash. They see that they get flipped or they get put into a portfolio with investors that own a lot of properties. So they look for the properties that are most likely to sell at a discount. You get to go in here and you get, just with the basic plan, you get 5 zip codes. If you want to upgrade, you can certainly upgrade in Flip Finder, but you go in here with a wholesale score and you can filter out the properties most likely to sell at a discount. Absolutely bananas. All right. Next is Rafael Cortez. Nice. Hold on. I'm going through my spiel and then we'll get your handsome face on the screen here. Next is the right here. It's going to be, which one do I want to go? Right here. This is share right here, guys. Property. This is ttpleads.com. This is our portal, our affiliate portal with propertyleads.com. If you're familiar with Property Leads, they are a pay per lead company. Okay. I have turned this on and I have a budget of $40,000 a month to spend with Property Leads here in Maricopa County, Rafael. That's what I've opened it up for. And I'm telling you, it's been bananas since I opened it up last Thursday again. We were doing it before. We were transitioning some stuff. I think I've gotten like 25 inbound leads since last Thursday. Huh? So too early to tell. If I showed you right now the money that we've spent so far, it's like 20 times, right? Because we only bought a few leads, we closed one. So it's I don't want to say that because it skews it, right? But talk to me in 90 days.
Gotcha.
But this, they give you $250. They give you $250. It's got my face. It's ttpleads.com, ttpleads.com. Definitely check it out. And then when you really want to go bananas and you're really ready to really take control and you have a bigger budget, and I'm talking budgets of, if you're in a smaller market, we're talking $500 to $7,500 a month in spend for pay-per-click. Guys, all roads lead to pay-per-click. Inbound hot leads that you control in your marketplace, pay-per-click. You control it. Even with pay-per leads, if somebody outbids us for the amount that they're willing to spend per lead, we don't get those leads. You know what I mean? Now we're outspending everybody. We're spending $450 a lead here in Phoenix. $450.
Yeah.
Right. And so with this, we manage it for you. We run it, and we've got former Google ad employees that know everything about this process and clicks and the landing pages, everything to convert the clicks that come to your site. It's bananas, guys. If you're at that point, you have to check us out. Get a demo from us. We break down the business. We break down the numbers. We show you everything so that you can go and make really smart decisions. All right. And the last one I want to show you guys. So that's talktopeople.com, guys. Talk to people. That's how much I believe in this, is I literally transferred my Talk to People site over to our pay-per-click efforts because it is the future. I'm telling you guys, like at some point you need to get inbound leads. You need to get inbound leads with as much. And I could pull up a couple articles, and we went through it last week with Andy that owns Property Leads. The new phones, you click a button, any unknown numbers, you can't get it won't even go to your voicemail unless you call it twice to 3 times.
3 times. Yeah. And
so that's really going to, I think
out.
it's going to really affect our prospecting efforts in the future.
Oh yeah.
And you already made the shift. You're outdoor knocking.
Yeah.
And so did people reach out to you after I gave your number
guerrilla
out to the Rhino Tribe yesterday? Did people reach out?
I did get a few calls yesterday. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. And then the last one, guys, is, and he's going to be on here in just hold on. Stop sharing that. Is Deal Machine. Guys, we're going to have Matt Camp on. Deal Machine. 80% of brand new real estate investors get their first deals from driving for dollars. It's just a fact. You drive out into the neighborhoods, you find a property that needs significant investment, you talk to the property owner, and you get deals. Deal Machine does all of that work for you. Not only that, but they've got a really slick AI that's built into this thing, this little purple dot right here. You click on that, and then you just ask it all sorts of things. Write me a text message for the owner, right? They have all these prompts. Try again, all these things, right? And they know who I am. They know what's going on. So it's really good. They'll evaluate the property. They'll run some comps for you. They'll do all sorts of things. So it's an incredible resource. They do a phenomenal job, and you get a discount with the coupon code TTP. But we'll get into that with Matt Camp when he jumps on here in about 5 minutes. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So,
I like Matt. He's a good
Rafael,
guy.
how's your week?
Good. What's up, fam?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's busy. Busy. Yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff. I've been having I don't know if you see trends, but lately I've been having a lot of issues with squatters. So it's one of the things that I'm dealing with. Yeah.
Talk to me about it.
Yeah. So we have a couple of deals. We just closed one in Florida that had squatters in it. I had to do cash for keys with the squatters.
Yep.
And then another one popped up in Chicago. So just dealing with we didn't have that problem that much before. Now it seems to be.
You think it's the economy? You think that people just see vacant houses and they understand that they can get in there and just stay in there?
I like to pick up patterns, and I think that they're seeing that it's easier. There's a lot more loss protecting. If somebody moves in, for example, if you go to Cali, it's impossible to kick somebody out, man.
There's
some
horror
states,
stories.
some states are still, landlord friendly, but I think they're seeing, just ways of taking advantage and playing the system. So yeah. Anyways, we're going through that kind of stuff, but I mean, just pains of growth. That's all. But yeah, all in all, doing well. Yeah.
Nice. Mostly door knocking.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have questions about door knocking or going out there, what you should leave behind, or how to get people to respond to you if you can't get them at the door, now's your time. I'm telling you. Ralph's got it. If you have questions about CRMs, if you have questions about automation, if you have questions about how to make it easy to just send out purchase agreements and for comping, Rafael is here in the house, in the building for you guys. So make sure that you ask your questions. Okay. I want to invite
the heat.
The heat. Yeah. Matt and Alejandro are like, Brent, you got to tell people to ask questions. They're not asking enough questions. We want to be able to, give as much as possible and understand what people want out of this show and all these things. And I'm like, okay, I'll tell them to ask.
And we talk a lot. We talk a lot, but it's a two-way street, right? It's always a two-way conversation. So, drop your cues.
Yeah, that's it.
Right there.
Guys, it is my pleasure to introduce to the Brent Daniels Real Estate Live Show, Matt Camp from Deal Machine. Matt Camp.
Boom.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Excited to be here.
How are you?
Doing fantastic. Yeah, just keeping up. I've got a 7, 5, and 3-year-old at home, so they keep me busy. They keep me going. So, jumping on here, this is a break for me. So
I love it. How many? You guys have done some stats, right?
Yes.
On how many deals have been generated through Deal Machine? Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's crazy. And I know we mentioned these are only track deals, so who knows how many we actually have going. But our customers marking deals won last year. We hit the milestone of over 10,000 deals at this point. So
10,000 deals through Deal Machine, through Driving for Dollars.
Yep.
And what's the average deal size, Raf?
Ours is 32K.
No, I mean just nationwide. Do you know?
Ours is 32K. Like if you factor in Florida, Indianapolis,
can we
Chicago,
say 15?
Yeah, 15.
15,000 average.
Yeah.
That's $150 million.
Yeah, it's not
in income generated from an app. But it's not just an app, is it, Matt?
No, man. And also really quickly, love seeing both of you guys on here. And Tom was killer. Tom Croll. I mean, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to him. It's awesome to see out of those 10,000 deals, a lot of times it'll be that first deal, it'll be people getting out there going to that first one. But like Tom said, it's going to build that momentum. Get out there and don't stop there. Those first 3 deals and beyond really put you in another echelon of people who are going to stick around and keep doing this. So we're not just helping you go, find the deal. Our goal is, hey, how do we help you find the most motivated sellers in your market, reach out to them, and enough of them, you're going to actually do a deal. and then help you actually come up with that offer. You know, like you mentioned, between the AI tool, we've got comps, we've got all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited to dig in today, man.
I love it. And there was a comment that you guys had raised your prices, which I would counter that by, oh, wait, you get like 10,000 free skip traces.
That's the thing, is like on the skip tracing side, we've added, I mean, it's unlimited free on the map. So that's 10,000 you can save inside.
You guys, listen,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm interrupting here, and I apologize, but I don't apologize for what I'm about to say. You guys commoditized quality skip tracing.
Yeah.
You guys made it to where every month I was looking at the budget of what we were spending, and it was like $2,000-$3,000 a month in skip tracing. Gone. And the knock on it was, oh, wait, if you get cheap skip tracing, it's going to be terrible. And that's a fact. It was terrible. The 2 cents, 3 cents skip tracing, the other, there's a Cole's I think it was Cole Realty Resource or something. It was just terrible data. It was all this like free data that you spend like $60 and you get all this unlimited skip tracing. And you guys over there go, listen, if people want skip tracing, and we'll take the hit on the cost. I can't imagine what it costs you guys, by the way.
It's not cheap, but
yeah. And you guys put it out there, 10,000
on starter. Like that would be over $1,000 of free skip tracing just right there on our starter plan. Yeah. So.
Not only that, but I think this is what's important. You guys overlay you can drive for dollars, guys, and go out and get in the car and drive and see the ugliest properties. And the advantage of that is nobody else has that exact list, the exact way that you do. So that means that there's going to be less competition when you actually do have that conversation with the property owner. But not only that, you guys overlay it with all the other distress lists, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you want to go out and door knock, if you want to go out and just pull all the lists of distressed properties, you could do it all in Deal Machine, skip trace them, and then there's no excuse on, I can't have enough conversations. There's not enough good deals out there.
That 10,000 number too, if you look at, even if you're calling them, right? It's the baseline number for a single caller. So if you're a solopreneur, you're going out there by yourself and trying to get everything, dialed in, 10,000 records a month is going to give you like ammo for the entire month. And then you can, turn around and do it again next month. So 10,000, like my stats were 10,000 records a month per seat per caller when going through like ready mode or one of those dialers.
Right.
So like, yeah, you have plenty of ammo with that, man. It's insane.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been really fun to get the response out there and put it out there. And like you said, our goal is just to over deliver to the point where, hey, it's a no brainer to at least try it out, And it's from the data, like Brent, you touched on the quality, like that was the single most important thing was like, hey, if we're going to do this, we got to do it right, or everyone's going to come in, see that it's trash data and doesn't matter. Like it was a wasted investment, right? So I know it's the data that we put in there. I mean, it's literally the same quality as what like 99 or 911 call centers use. What a lot of these big banks use for fraud and security detection and things. So or compliance rather. So it's the quality of it is our focus. So it's been great getting it out there, guys.
So let me ask you this: best practices. While we have you here, Matt.
Yep.
Is it better to call or mail them? So
best practices, and I think Tom touched on that a little bit. Actually, I was listening in on his his overall recommendations and whatnot too. But yeah, I think best practices is if you can do a combination of things here and not just do a bunch of things halfway. Like that's not going to get you anywhere. But do them effectively, where you can do a combination of, you've got the contact information right there, you've got the call, you actually have what we call your unfair advantage, because you not only have unlimited contact information, but you have the property data. So you know more about that house, you know more about that individual situation of the property before you even call them. And then you also have demographic data built in too, where when you click on that individual, you can see Are they a senior owner? Are they, do they own a portfolio? Tell me more about their background. Like, you've got all this at your disposal before you even make that call to be able to put you in such a higher tier of being able to ask great questions quickly and really build rapport with them faster than you would just, reaching out, cold. So I'd say cold calling with all of that. And then with the follow-up being a postcard, where that piece, you are one button away from set it and forget it. You can easily just say inside Deal Machine, hey, send them a piece of mail, send it once a month, and then I don't touch it until the leads come in. Like, doing that combo of short-term hustle marketing like this, one-to-one, and long-term automated scalable marketing is where we see most success coming in.
Love it. My suggestion is, listen, guys, you get the list. If they're on the DNC, don't call them, mail them.
Yep.
Mail them. Filter out the DNC and mail the people that are on the DNC. That's how you keep everything run really smoothly. And so you can just make sure that you're touching them some way. You know what? You're getting a hold of them some way. And so I think it's awesome. I think it's not only that, but like the virtual driving for dollars that you can do just on your laptop. I mean, you could have, and I talk about this a ton of times. You could have your kids go on there and just, you teach them how to use Google Maps and find an ugly house, click a button, and now it's in your thing. And you could pay your kids, hey, listen, you want that $80 jersey? Great. You owe me 3 hours of you driving for dollars. You know what I mean? And what are they doing? All of a sudden, your kids are recognizing, oh my gosh, this is potential out there. This is literally like little bags of gold sitting out there. I mean, what a great way to like apprentice your children if you want to, or your spouse, or the people that keep hitting you up on Instagram. Hey, listen, bro, teach me what you're doing. Let's have coffee. Let's go to happy hour. Let's do all these things. Let's have lunch, and then to tell me what you're doing with this whole real estate investing thing.
Happens quite a bit. Worst case scenario, I mean, plug in a VA, right?
Right, of course. Well, now you can get a $4 VA that does it, and they're probably going to do it better than anybody else.
Yeah, all they have to do is recognize an ugly house.
I'm just trying to keep the money in the family, Raph. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think the main couple ways we see people getting out there, it's physical driving for dollars, like you said. I mean, that's classic in terms of being able to build the list of, best lead list you can build, where it's nobody else owns that list. You put in the work, you put in the hustle that other people aren't willing to do. You get out there and put the work in and build that list. And that's going to be your number one list in terms of number of leads to a deal, right? So that's, you got physical driving for dollars, virtual driving that you're talking about right there. That's a second strategy that we see people using often, whether it be you don't have a car, you can't get out during the day, you want to just do it at night while you're, watching the game or watching Netflix, or like you said, you've got kids, you got a VA. There's a million reasons why virtual is great. We see people also going in and you can actually either pull a list or import a list and go drive that list in Deal Machine as well. There's a GPS guided drive a list feature if you're on Deal Machine Pro, where you can essentially drive your list to be able to talk to people in real time, knock on doors and things, but also continue to drive for dollars in a more strategic kind of focused way by driving that list. Yeah. And then, the final thing would be building a bird dog team. You can do that in Deal Machine as well. Just throw more drivers on your account and have them drive for you. So
it tracks everything. It tracks where they're going. It makes sure that you're not doubling up,
whether or not they're working or not.
It makes sure. Yeah. It literally holds them accountable. They don't go, I drove and it was, we got a lot of stuff.
And interesting,
there's no way to track
we've done when it comes to driving for dollars, especially with teams, is we created zones.
Yeah.
So they have, each driver has their own zone, right? So any leads that pop up in that zone, like they're theirs. But if they don't come through, meaning they don't actually go out there and then hit the doors and do what they're supposed to, they lose that zone. It gets awarded to somebody else. But you can't, if there's no accountability, no checks and balances, there's no way of doing that. And I think your guys' software does that very well. So
appreciate it, man.
How are you guys using, or maybe I missed out on this, but how are you guys using AI right now? What's being rolled out on the AI space?
Yeah, so I'd say the main thing that we currently have integrated in there is Alma. Yeah, if you want to pull it up. We've got it's the Alma Machine right here for the name. But it's essentially, if you're on Deal Machine Pro, there you go. You've got a little AI assistant that you can pull up. And you can have, you can do anything with it as creative as you want to get in terms of prompting. That's great. probably the most common things we see is either deal analysis. So kind of quick back of the napkin math on, hey, is this a good wholesale deal, or what should I offer on this property? Things like that to help you kind of run the numbers a little bit there. And then the other pieces, and Brent mentioned this before, is natural language type stuff around how to reach out to sellers. So using things like, how do I write a text, or write me a text message, or write me a postcard, or what should I say?
How much are the estimated repair? Look at what I'm asking. How much should I offer? How much are the repairs? This is bananas, bro.
It is.
I mean, I'm just telling you. And Matt, like, I get it. You guys are obviously increasing the price all the time on this because you guys are just greedy overlords that want more profits at the end of the day and want to squeeze us.
Yeah, of course.
Squeeze us every single month. But why the increase in price? Why? I mean, is it to go to more technology? Is it just to you guys? What is it?
We're always reinvesting, both in the support. Like, we want to be able to make sure that you guys are as successful as possible, which is why I love coming on these shows, is like being able to come in and jump and say, like, here's how you do this, Brent. Here are best practices. Here's how to be most successful with it. Because we know that, hey, in the end, this is an investment for you guys. Like, you're investing in the technology that you want to see return on. You want to equal deals from this technology. So if you guys aren't using it to your best ability, or you're not having the best ways to you're not aware of the best ways to use it, then hey, we know that people aren't going to stick with us. So we really try to reinvest in our education, reinvest in putting content and support, and then also always continue to grow it. Like you talk about AI, you talk about new features and things. You're gonna see within the next couple months here some really awesome stuff come out. I can't get too much into it right now, but you'll have to have me back on. You have to have me back on in a couple of weeks here, and I'll really dig in with you guys. So
I'm like,
always make it better.
Write me a script for calling this owner. Write me a script for the appointment. All of these things, guys, and you can play around with this. And the more that you use Alma, the AI, the more that it's going to learn from the way that you want to do business. It's crazy. I mean, for the cost. I mean, Matt. I mean, there's been a lot of people that have tried to build a Driving for Dollars platform. A lot.
Yeah.
None of them are around.
Yeah.
None of them are around anymore. I mean, they really, really aren't. I mean, you guys really are the standard, and it's not like they haven't tried to throw a bunch of money at it. They just don't. Sure. It's not their main focus, and when it's not their main focus, they're not going to be able to compete with Deal Machine because they squeeze all the money from us, and then they put it into their R&D and into David's, exotic car collection. No,
race cars.
His race cars. No, but honestly, guys, nobody invests more in a tool for going out there and really finding the ugliest properties like Deal Machine. Nobody. And if you really simplify this business to ugly houses, you get big checks. Ugly houses equal big checks. And so this is the better. It's just a no-brainer. It's a must-have tool. I've worked with these guys for so long, and the only way that they last is because they've had 10,000 deals.
Yeah. There it is. That's the thing that's most fulfilling, is like the 10,000 plus deals, the hundreds of videos we have on our YouTube channel, interviewing people that have done those deals. Every room we walk into, for talks like this, I mean, like you said, Brent, people collectively in the room are saving thousands of dollars a month on the skip tracing now. Like those are the wins. When you guys win, that's what makes us really, really happy. So, we're excited to be here, and always going to continue to evolve, continue to give more and more value to you guys.
Well, the ball's going to keep rolling. I mean, the way that you guys are improving the product on a regular basis, I mean, it goes to show, right? So it's if you're getting into it, and I think it's one of the tools that is a must have, especially when you're taking off, man. Everything is as you get growing, you start throwing more people into it. Things tend to get overpriced. I think I've seen you guys have that steady, growth and more importantly, putting it back into that R&D and improvement for the platform. So
Matt, what do they get if they use the coupon code TTP?
Yeah. So TTP, again, all this stuff you can just try out for free. It's just that promo code TTP. You get the 7-day free trial with that, so you can try all this stuff out. You get the unlimited free skip tracing with that, so you can go in there and try out the quality of the data. Like, I'd love for you guys to try it yourself. And then on top of all that as well, we talk about the direct mail, the people who are on the DNC list, you're getting 50 free postcards too that you wouldn't get going through our website. So you can come in, we've had plenty of people actually land their first deal, not like everybody's going to do that, right? But we've had people do that during the free trial even. So we want to get out there, is give you as much stuff for free, have you try it yourself. And then again, the foundation for long-term success. If you're tuned into this show, like you're educating yourself, you're putting yourself in the, in the hands of the right people here to really learn what to do, how to go close those deals. Like I love the stuff you're talking about with the seller appointments, Brent. The key is just, hey, let's use technology to make you more efficient, more effective, and do more deals.
That's it. Love it. Matt, you're the absolute best. Thank you for being on here. Not only, guys, they also do a tremendous amount of support and a tremendous amount of not contests, but what do you call it? Challenges.
Yeah. We want to really gamify it, just make it easy and show you guys, okay, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, and make it very approachable for you. So I think we're going to be doing one with you guys coming up soon. Yeah, so look out for that.
We do it in the Rhino Tribe. They really love it because it really jumpstarts a lot of people's businesses. Because there's no education in this. It's like, okay, go do this. Yeah. Question: are you saying that the AI will actually tell you what price to offer?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, it'll walk you through and it'll say, hey, here's, it'll kind of show you the math in front of you too. So it'll say, hey, here's our max allowable offer. Here's how we get to it. Here's, ARV times 0.7 minus rehab costs, minus wholesale fee. It'll kind of walk you through each of those numbers. Again, you can go in. I know, Brent, you shared out the rehab cost spreadsheet, the little graphic earlier today. You can plug that in and say, hey, actually, here's the rehab that I thought. Or you can go in and we have a comping tool right next to the AI assistant right there. So you can press comps and run your own and say, actually, here's what I think the ARV is. Or, adjust this to 75% or 80%. You can kind of work with it and it'll be able to form, around the particular formula you want. But yes, our goal is to give you a co-pilot to make it even easier to do all this stuff. So
awesome.
That's insane.
Absolutely awesome. You're the best, Matt. Thank you for being on here. I'll see you on the challenge in a couple weeks. That's
absolutely,
awesome.
Man. And loving the polo too. You're matching today. So me and you.
How about this, huh?
Look at you, professional.
I'm like a grown up.
I didn't get the memo.
I know. Sorry.
I know, man. Next time. Great seeing you.
Anyway, thanks, Matt. Awesome.
Good to see you,
we've
bro.
got some questions, Raph. We got some starred questions.
Let's hit 'em.
Maybe some other responses or celebrations. Here we go. Believe in yourself. Fulfillment would be an outcome of purposeful, consistent action. Is this an accurate summary of what Tom said? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, when you're in action, this is what I always tell people that are having trouble with mindset, or, people reach out and they're like, I was doing so well and I'm not doing so well, or whatever. They're just having a tough time, right?
Yeah.
Go be busy. It's hard.
Idle hands do the devil's work.
Idle hands do the devil's work, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's an absolute fact. So yes, that's exactly what he's talking about. Go out there. Like, the best pillow is exhaustion. That's it. You want to sleep well at night? Go give everything you can.
Yeah.
Right? Awesome.
Next. I have a Mindset Monday podcast. It's on YouTube. You guys want to check it out too.
Oh, tell us about it. What is it?
So it's a series within the CEO Pulse podcast, but it's a Mindset Monday podcast that I roll out every single Monday, and that's all I cover. I sit down with a buddy of mine, Justin Thorstad, and we go through through mindset.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Yeah, and I mean, we just do full breakdowns, man. Like we'll do I'm kind of reflecting what happened to us like the previous week and the kind of stuff that's going through our heads as entrepreneurs, and dive into that. We don't really touch a lot on real estate strategies and stuff like that. It's all mindset. It's psychology principles and stuff like that. So check it out. It's the CEO's Pulse podcast, but it's a Mindset Monday series on there. It's on YouTube at Rafael Cortez, CEO.
Awesome. Yeah. Tell everybody how they can find you, by the way.
And I'm pretty active on social. Yeah. Well, actually, social is the best way.
TikTok?
Rafael Cortez, CEO on Instagram, on YouTube. Those two primarily.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Chris asked, why sell inbound leads when you can flip them for 50 times? That's a great question. These lead generation companies that are pay per lead, they're not real estate investors.
Yeah.
They're tech guys. They're guys that understand SEO. They're guys that understand PPC marketing. They're guys that really they will grab all of the other leads that are coming in from all the different PPL companies, put it into one bucket and sell those to their clients. So they don't want to flip houses. They want to sell leads.
Remember, as wholesalers, we do have a superpower. We know how to structure deals. We know how to negotiate deals. We know how to sell deals, right? They're leaning on to their superpower, which is marketing. I mean, that's
this is
really
a great question. Yeah. You want to read it and answer it?
Question: how do I vet title companies? It's a really good question. We're having to do a lot more of that throughout the country. But yeah, the first thing that you want to do is, at least, the process that we go through is we start asking them. We don't explain what an assignment is. We don't explain what a double closing. Even if we're not doing double closings, we still want to put the term out there to see if the escrow agent understands what we're talking about. And because everybody's going to say they're investor friendly, they want the business, right? But at the end of the day, it's it's about whether or not they know how to deal with real estate wholesalers. We're going to be sending assignments their way and stuff like that. So it's one of the questions that we put out there. Do you do assignments, and kind of see how they respond to that? Another one is another big question to ask a title company too is, what are their release of EMD policies? So do you have to have, because for example, we have in our contract, they have to write out, it's in writing that they can release the EMD back to the seller or the buyer, or, whatever the case may be, right? Without additional signatures. Sometimes it can become a pain in the butt, but we just want it to be, easy to release. So those are the two things that we look out for the most part, and then just build the relationships.
I love
it.
Here's a great, another question for you. Boom. What is he learning behind when door knocking? What are you leaving behind, I think?
Oh, what am I leaving behind when door knocking?
When door knocking. Leaving. Yeah, so there it is.
Yeah, there you go. There's the thing. So super simple. We've tried a bunch of different things, like from real fancy door hangers. They don't make a dent. Post-it notes, man. Post-it notes. And I think it's the principle of curiosity. We don't want to tell them too much. But we've done just post-it notes on the doors, and then, hey, this is John. I drove by earlier. Please give me a call back, and then the phone number, right? That will get you answers if you don't have anything else. Now, if you have access to county records and you have like printouts of the actual notices and stuff like that, you can leave your phone number, write it out on that, and then just kind of drop off the paperwork, at the door as well. So there's a couple of different pieces of material that you can leave behind, but always leave something behind when you hit a door.
Yeah, we would have.
I don't care if it's a napkin. We
would have like a pad of paper like this, a yellow pad of paper with the lines that was sticky, right? It was a Post-it version, and you write, "Call me," phone number, Brent, and you stick it on the door. And then they're like, well, what is this? Is this an Amazon package? Is somebody trying to deliver something? Is something going on here? Right. And is this somebody that I know? Yeah. You know what I mean? And so the curiosity factor is everything. Oh, yeah. Let me ask you this question. How many doors are you up to? How many doors are you knocking on a daily, weekly basis?
Our drivers got to hit 15 at least a day. So that's a quota. So the numbers that we have right now, it's $15 a day, a minimum. But usually when they get 15, they'll make contact with about between 6 and 8, and they'll get 1 to 2 appointments for the closers.
Awesome. So, guys, we're 7 minutes away from Ryan Thorton, the country's best closer on appointments. He's absolutely phenomenal. He's my acquisition manager. He's going to blow your freaking face off. So stick around. That's going to be in 6 minutes now. Will you do me a favor? Will you go and get me another Trapper Keeper? Because I think we need to give another Trapper Keeper away. It's right in the room right next to us here. You can't miss it. We'll be giving away the Trapper Keeper.
Ryan has an unfair advantage, man. I think he closes deals with those baby greens, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's just
mesmerizing.
He's just a gorgeous man, but that'll help. But we're going to be giving away the lead sheet with the Trapper Keeper here before we bring Ryan on. We've got another one here. So Rafael, get ready. He's going to be throwing some darts before we.
Do we have plenty of darts
before we bring Ryan on here? Rafael, let's be honest. He's like a 10%, dart thrower. That's okay. It took me 3 today.
I'm a really good wholesaler. Let's just say that.
Yeah. He's a good wholesaler.
we can't be good at everything.
You're not
okay?
practicing darts.
I play guitar.
So let's get in the middle here. Let's give this away, guys. Thank you for participating. This is just a little bit of thank you for being on here, being a part of the community, and we want to give you some tools to be able to go out there. So let's look at Matt. You'll switch me over to my lapel.
Stretching.
You got a good one here. Okay. Well, this one, guys, is a beautiful unicorn. This is a majestic unicorn here. Hold on. It's in the lights there. Oh, look at that. That is just absolutely phenomenal. There you go. Complete with the offer packet here. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, not in there. You're going to get the lead sheet, and you're going to get a unicorn. Trapper Keeper, old school. That's for the kids for the 80s and 90s. I know that a lot of you were born after 2000, so you have no idea what a Trapper Keeper is, but it's a little fun thing to keep all your stuff in and trap it. That's why it's called a Trapper Keeper, because it traps and keeps stuff. Yeah, you get it. All right, Raph, let's make this happen, brother. I believe in you. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, a little high. All right, he's right there. Here we go. Give it up for him, guys. Give it up for him. Come on. Yeah. Hey! Boom. Bam. Listen, the trapper keepers are making us work for it today.
I'm just happy I didn't get the wall.
Boom. Awesome, guys. Thank you for participating. Subscribe to the channel if you're getting value out of this. We go 2 times a week, Monday and Wednesday live. I like doing these live shows because it gives us a chance to interact, gives us a chance to really understand what you're interested in learning. And it's a good way for us to be able to put out really fresh and new content without having to force it. And I feel like a lot of YouTube channels, when it comes to real estate investing, they have to force it. They have to do kind of current events type of stuff for clicks or for views. And I get it. And we'll get into some of that after we talk to Ryan. But I just want to give you pure instruction. Not a YouTuber. Certainly I'm a coach and a business owner and an entrepreneur, and I love real estate. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad when I was 21 years old, and it put me on this path. And I've made every mistake in the book. I've paid all of the stupid taxes that you could possibly imagine. And I want to help you avoid paying the stupid tax and just keep you profitable and moving forward and getting to the point where you can really change your life from a financial standpoint. Because this right here, I'm telling you, this is something that we all need to really realize right here. Look at this, Raph. The income a family needs to live comfortably in Arizona is $231,000 a year.
Oh yeah.
Okay. In Texas, it's 201. California, 277. Massachusetts, it's 301. Florida, 209. Georgia, 213. Okay. This is 50% towards your bills, 30% for fun, and 20% for savings, right? And the fact is, guys, if you look at the stats from January through October, the average American is paying interest and taxes. They're paying interest and taxes. It's called the rat race. It's designed to keep you in as a working population. That's the only way that society works, is if people are constantly doing all the other things for other people. But we can get outside of that, and we can create this unbelievable control of our life and really make the impact that we have on our time on this planet designed by us. And that is why we're entrepreneurs.
Guys, if you're working 9 to 5, right? Mm-hmm. we all start somewhere. We got to do that kind of stuff. We got to do the stuff that we got to do to make ends meet and kind of start getting out of that rat race. If you're working on a 9 to 5, you're building somebody else's dream. Anything that you work on after that is going to be towards your dream. So don't be tired when you get home. If you still have a couple hours, squeeze those hours, be productive, right?
Yep.
Get intentional about, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to dedicate 2-3 hours a day and squeeze in some, create some time, right? Intentionally to build the life, right? And the ability to, live like that and get out of that rat race little by little. It doesn't happen overnight. Just know that, understand that. So
awesome. Guys, it's a real treat. You're going to meet the handsomest, the fastest, the most angular, the most sinewy, like Spider-Man closer you've ever met in your life. My man, one of my best friends, my acquisition manager, Ryan Thornton. Ryan, what's up?
Wow. Damn. That was quite the
Send me the contract. Send me the contract.
Oh, wow. I love it. Man. Yeah.
Ryan, what are we locking up today? Do we got anything on the books, or what are we doing? I need to get you more leads. What's happening?
Yeah, feed me. I'll take them all.
Yeah.
I will take them all. Yeah, we have some appointments set for the week. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm excited.
Do you prefer going to the appointment or doing things over the phone?
Listen, I know a lot of people are doing virtual, and a lot can get done virtually. So keep doing what you're doing. But if you can get in front of somebody, a lot can be uncovered with those nonverbal cues and all the things those objections everybody's so afraid of not being able to overcome. You can do a lot of that really efficiently when you're in front of someone. Yeah, and I feel like the difference between the deals that we get over the phone versus in person, or the in-person deals, are bigger. Spreads are way bigger for sure. Because I mean, if you can get in front of somebody, you're a real person. You start building relationships, building rapport, and that negotiation becomes a little bit easier. You also start to see if there's real pain involved. People on the phone, there's a lot that people can do and some strength that they feel on the phone when you're not right in front of someone. So, when you actually are in front of them, you get down to the nitty gritty and you can uncover a lot of stuff that needs to get done. And a lot of times that turns into a bigger spread.
What about advanced agreements, right? Before you go out there, how do you know if you're going to have a high likelihood of getting that agreement approved? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it just comes down to their motivation and timeline. I mean, you have the condition and the price, and that's great. You need those things in order to figure out the numbers. But if they have strong motivation, there's some distress, there's some pain involved, and their timeline is super fast. I'm on the phone, I'm setting these appointments, or Chad's on the phone setting the appointments, and go, hey, I'm going to have Ryan come out there, or I'm going to go out there. When I'm out there, are you ready? If terms and all the numbers and everything aligns the way that you like, are you ready to put pen to paper with me while I'm there? If they say no, I'm like, hey, that's fine. What's keeping you?
Yeah.
All right. If I can navigate, if we can figure out some of those problems and figure that out, is that something that would help you, make a decision today? Okay. So I'm just deep diving into some of the timeline and what the real pain is before I go out there. And then when I go out there, I'll readdress everything that we kind of talked about on the phone.
I love this. Here you go. Here's a great question. Chris asks, have you ever had sellers ask to see prior work you have done after explaining to them that you work with local partners to do tasteful remodels? Is anybody asking for a portfolio of deals that we've done?
No. I've gotten like, hey, how many houses are you purchasing a month? The numbers type of things. But after like when it comes to like updating or anything that we've done in the past, I've never gotten that question.
Why do you think that is?
Because I don't think in a lot of minds it really matters. Someone's selling their house, what we do with the home afterwards, it makes no difference. I've asked people have asked me like, hey, what you're doing the, the flip or whatever, can you send me pictures? So I'm just curious about what it looks like when you're done. I've gotten that. But at the end of the day, if the numbers match, the terms are all agreeable, what difference does it make what we do with the house after it's sold?
Love it. And, if somebody's like, well, I want to sell my house, I need to sell my house, but I need the money before I can move to somewhere and get an apartment or live with family or buy something else. What do you do to get over that? Because that pops up a lot, especially in our market. We have a lot of people that market to the public, hey, we'll buy your house and you can stay in it. So what's that conversation look like when somebody says, I need the money and some time? How do we do that?
Yeah, I go, that's super common. There aren't a lot of people here who can just go buy another house without selling their most valuable asset now. So that's completely common. And then I kind of dive deep into, all right, well, if we're able to do something like that, because I don't want to say yes right away, because that's a service. That's something that we can use in making this all work for them and for us, to make us someone that they want to work with. But I'll deep dive. Okay, if we're able to do that, hey, get you money, allow you to stay in the house for a little bit. And what kind of time do you think is reasonable? Because I mean, people will take whatever time they can. They have money in their bank. If they can stay in the house forever, they would. So what do you think is reasonable? And it's always put into the fashion that, hey, the longer you stay in the house, the less time we have to put into it, and we lose money every month type of deal. So I want to be able to provide this for you because I totally understand. Once money is in the bank, what do you think is a reasonable amount of time for you to stay in the property?
Love it. Can you give us, go ahead, Ryan.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On that kind of scenario, do you guys, you take down the properties, you take down all of the properties, meaning that you buy them all, or do you assign any of them anymore?
It depends on how long the post possession is.
Yeah.
We really like, I think the future is closing on these properties and selling them.
I agree.
Especially with what's going on in South Carolina, which we'll get into after Ryan.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting news.
It also depends on the numbers too. If it's a hot deal, if it's a hot lead,
you take it.
The numbers are super fire. Like, we want to close on that as quickly as possible.
Oh yeah. We do provide. I mean, we do give them post possession, and I sell properties in post possession all the time. That was just a question, like whether or not you guys were.
Hey Ryan, can you give some advice for everybody that's just starting out here on how to take really, really good pictures on appointments?
Absolutely. So I don't know if you guys know my background at all, but it had nothing to do with taking pictures of homes with my cell phone. So when I first started doing this, it turned into like Jeremy Thornburg's like, oh, buyers love videos. Just do videos. So I just started doing long videos all around the house. And then it turned into, no, I don't like that. Like pictures. All right. So I started doing pictures. Oh no. Hey, do both. Just take a whole bunch. And so, what do you want from me? All right. I'm not a photographer.
I want better pictures, Ryan. I want better pictures. All right. Jeez Louise.
All right. Well, you give me a few examples of how you take pictures, and then I will learn from you like I've been doing for the last 5 years.
Done. So what do you wear on your appointments?
I'll wear a collared shirt, and then in the summer, typically I'm going to wear shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never gotten any kind of pushback from it at all. And then we'll joke around like, listen, I'm in shorts because either you're going to get a sweaty mess or this. So, you pick your poison.
Yeah, for sure. But wearing a collared shirt, you gotta look professional, right?
Yeah. And I mean, people will show up to appointments in flip flops and just shirts, right?
That's what I was saying. Dude, I went to an appointment one time, Ryan, a dude, and nothing against it. A dude was wearing a toga.
What?
Like a real toga. It was like a Polynesian toga type thing, but it was like a total like,
or was it
like he looked like it was like a Caucasian. He was a white dude, right?
Is it like a
wearing like a floral toga?
Was it like a religious thing? Like on a Sunday, he just left like a service?
No. I think it was just like, I mean, I got the deal, obviously. But I mean,
there's something to be said. There's something to be said about that. It's like you show up to an appointment and people are trusting you with this, their biggest asset. They want to believe in you and, believe that you're going to get things done for them. And you show up, how much work does it take to put on a collared shirt, some jeans or shorts or whatever that don't have holes in them, and a pair of shoes? It's not hard.
Yeah. How about this, Ryan? How about, because we do run across this, people that'll offer anything to the seller that the seller wants with the intention that they'll never get them that price. They're just going to beat them up as soon as they get the agreement signed. So what's the conversation that you have with the property owner to forecast that and future pace what the expectations of that type of offer are going to be like?
Yeah, and it's not something I bring up every time because I don't want that to be in the conversation if it doesn't have to be. But if someone's talking about, hey, I'm going to look for multiple offers, I'll say, hey, what kind of offer are you particularly looking for? Are you looking for the highest price, or are there other things that are important to you? They go, oh, well, it's probably just going to be the highest price. And I go, that's great. Most people want to maximize their value, but let me kind of give you an update on kind of what people are doing in the industry right now. You ask for whatever price you're asking for, and that's on you. I'll never tell anybody what to sell their house for, only what makes sense to, for a cash buyer. But let's say somebody says, yes, I'll give you that. There are a lot of people who go around, give you everything that you want. They open escrow and then they start knocking that price down, and they force you to do one of two things: either decrease the price to where they set, or restart the whole process over again. And if you have a short timeline, they know that, and they start playing with your emotions and your life. Like, this happens on a regular basis. So I don't want to scare you, but I just want to make sure that you're making the right decisions going forward. I'll be a resource for you. Even if I don't purchase your house, I just want to make sure things work out for anybody looking to do something that's so big in their life.
Yeah. Doing the right thing, man.
Right?
Doing the right thing.
And there are a ton of people
sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes they're just going to be like, no, I'm going to take this higher price and figure it out.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'll say, and you know what? That's fine. That's great. If you have the time to risk in that, then hey, more power to you. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, hopefully it does, like, I'm going to be here. I'll follow up with you. I'll have Chad follow up with you. We'll make sure that, we're on the same page, and, if anything changes, we'll be there for you.
Nice. How do you set up the future showing appointments for cash buyers?
So, whenever I'm going through the whole agreement, a lot of times, people, I'll ask them like, hey, I'll go through this line by line with you, or you can ask me questions, as they come up. I can tell you some of the most common questions, and then I'll do the inspection. Like, hey, we have this inspection period. People are always a little concerned about that. We're going to go in there and start nitpicking and decreasing the price here and there. That's not the plan. That's not our business. What we do is we send people in. We have partner investors. We have a whole bunch of people that we send in to just make sure everything is what we think it is. We want to make sure that there are no big surprises, $10,000, $15,000 electrical plumbing surprises. So we send people in. I'd love to do it all at once, but a lot of times with scheduling, we get it spread out over a couple of days. I will make sure that you are aware before anybody shows up, but just to let you know, that's kind of the process.
Love it. Awesome. And then what time do you usually show up to the appointments?
I'm probably there about 10, 15 minutes before every appointment.
I'm telling you guys, this isn't theory. All right. This is best practices. Go do it. If you show up on time, you're late.
Yeah, for sure. And I like it because, one, it lets me kind of drive. I get around the neighborhood. I'm looking at things. I'll, drive by their house. I'll park down the street. And there have been plenty of times where somebody says, oh, no, you're the only person I'm talking to. And then I sit there and I watch them showing
7 other dudes pull up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so that in itself is good information for me, because I go in there and talk to them and then they're blowing smoke. Like, I'm able to kind of go, oh, okay. And then navigate some of the deception, I guess, of sorts.
Yeah, sure.
Get down to things. But that I can only do that if I show up, at that time frame and give myself a chance to kind of be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, guys, if you have the opportunity to go into an in-person appointment, do it.
Yep.
Do it. I mean, 10 out of 10 times is going to be a better experience.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
You get so much more. Get so much more. But again, like I said before, some people just can't. You're marketing, in a market that's 500 miles away. So I mean, you hone those skills for whatnot. But going on physical appointments, or if nothing else, if you can get on a Zoom or a FaceTime and just be in front of them, you have put a face to the name. That's going to go a lot further than the 10 other people who are just calling or texting.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Ryan, you're the best.
Love it.
You guys are awesome.
See you, bro.
Hey, give me a massive deal.
Yeah, dude, I'm doing it. Let's go.
Stop screwing around. You're always screwing around.
Take better pictures.
Get him,
Love
Raph.
you, buddy.
All right, bye,
See you,
guys.
Ryan. Awesome. Raph, so we mentioned it a couple times in the show, but I think it's important to talk about this and go through your thoughts, because you are virtually wholesaling. You are doing things in other markets. And this is just a little, I don't know if I can zoom this in more, probably not, but this is just a post that is a summary essentially on the conversation that Jerry Norton had with an attorney in South Carolina, talking about how South Carolina now has made wholesaling illegal.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible 50-minute conversation. I think that everybody should watch it. I think it's really important. I think Jerry is the forefront leader in what is coming down with any kind of regulations. He's got a whole website that shows all the different regulations and updates that on an often basis. Guys, here's
What's
the
that website?
Here's the important thing. I don't know. I'll get it. Matt, can you pull up that website for Jerry Norton? It's in his videos, and we'll put it in the chat. But here's the important thing to understand. Finding great deals will always be around. But sourcing great opportunities will always be around. Okay? Now, what's happening in South Carolina is Jerry Norton has a site on the wholesaling regulations. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, and so what South Carolina did is their real estate, the Department of Real Estate advisory board is 7 real estate agents, a real estate attorney, and somebody else. And they said, we don't want to allow wholesaling anymore. Okay. Because in South Carolina, equitable interest is only established if you have the right to use the property. It's not the right to purchase the property. It does not give you equitable interest in South Carolina. Okay. So they go, how do we make sure that, and by the way, guys, watch that interview. It goes more in depth, but they go, how can we prevent people from assigning a contract because of contract law, right? Contract law, you have the ability to sell an asset, which is the contract. They go, well, we'll make it so you can't do that unless you have a license. All right. This is to protect the public. The public interest is the most important thing. We'll protect the public. Okay. All right. So we protect the public. You have to get a real estate license, which is common in a lot of areas now. It's going to go more and more and more. Now, listen, everybody thought that it would go a lot faster 5 years ago when Illinois introduced this. Illinois said, hey, listen, you have to have a law. You have to have a license to be able to do this. Okay. And everybody's like, oh, you're going to have to, right? Have a license. You don't. It's a slow process. But in South Carolina, it's a very conservative state. If it's a very conservative state, that means that their local House and Senate pretty much pass everything through.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of stickiness in the local government to get different laws and things going through if everybody's kind of on the same page.
They don't venture out too much.
Okay, so that's not a little, and it's not necessarily like, oh, in other states like Arizona where it's kind of like purple kind of, it's not like, oh, well, some people like wholesaling, some people hate wholesaling, and they don't. It's more, hey, these people want money for other government programs versus this. There's only a certain amount of time that they meet, and these things take priority. They're bigger deals than this little wholesaling bill type of thing, right? So that's why a lot of places it's really slow to adopt. South Carolina is a lot faster. They're just like, whoa. Anything that we want done, we're going to get done because we're all on the same page. We're all homies and it's going to get done. And so, but they have literally, they go, okay, you need a license to be able to wholesale. Now, what the attorney said is once you have to get a license, you're under the jurisdiction of the Department of Real Estate. And if you're and then the Department of Real Estate says, if you have a license, you're not allowed to wholesale. So let me put jurisdiction over you, wholesaler or real estate investor.
So I can tell you,
then let
you
me
can't wholesale.
Exactly. That's how they were able to do this. Do I think that people could fight it? Sure. Do I think that people can go in and do that type of thing? Sure. Go in and start messing with them? Sure. But the fact is, guys, they now have a mechanism.
They found a loophole
to stop the assignments of, well, it's not even the assignment that he was talking about. It's the marketing, marketing and advertising of a property that you don't own. Yeah. That is the problem that they all have. And they don't say, well, we're not marketing the property, we're marketing the contract.
Yeah.
What they're saying is in South Carolina, the closing attorneys and title company, well, the closing attorneys there, but they think it's going to go bigger, are going to be the one that really clamp down because they don't want to take the risk of doing something, even if it's semantics, that could be looked at as advertising a property you don't own.
It's crazy how they found. Yeah, it's crazy how they found the leverage in that the phrase, right?
Yeah,
the right to occupy the property as opposed to just
for equitable interest.
Yeah, for equitable interest.
Right.
Yeah, I had to drop 2 deals. I had 2 deals in South Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, last week I dropped.
Good thing you did.
One. Yeah,
because as soon as that law goes,
as soon as this rolled
retroactive.
Out, yeah, as soon as it rolled out, we dropped the deals.
You have to. Well, and I don't even think closing attorneys will do them.
Yeah.
And that's really the thing that really makes all the difference.
Yeah.
If the title companies get to the point where they say the risk of doing, and guys, we're multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
Wholesaling is billions a year throughout the country. So who knows how long it's going to take? Who knows what, if it is going to go that way, if it's just a licensing thing. But I see the people that, I mean, listen, it's a big organization. Being a realtor is a big organization. Getting a real estate license is a big organization. I mean, is a big profit center. It's a money grab, I think, on some level, but also they're using we're doing this in the best interest of the public.
Yeah.
Without the public voting on it. They're doing it in the interest of the public. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad actors, and I understand it. And I think it's a huge opportunity.
I agree with that too.
I say all this, it seems like doom and gloom, but this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to pan out over the next couple months. In the best interest, right, of the seller. But then again, you have all these properties that there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to be posted on the MLS. Like that's the stuff that we're going after. Like the type of property that we're looking at is something that can't be sold traditional, by traditional means for the most part. I mean, 95% of the properties are like that. So, what's going to happen to those? There has to be something there that gives, right? So, yeah, I wonder where that's going to go. So,
well, listen, I think that, and I had a show on it 2-3 weeks ago. Close the deal.
Yeah.
Raise the funds if you don't have it.
Yep.
I got a text right now from Tyler, a buddy of mine, has a lender in Tucson.
Yeah.
100% financing, 100% 6-month finance, 6 month to 12-month financing, 1 point, 14% interest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Unlimited funds.
Yeah.
They can raise unlimited funds.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, there's going to be opportunity for the, there's going to be opportunity for you to build relationship with these. I think the hard money lenders are really going to be the ones that make out, which it gives me another feather in my own cap that says I'd rather not have a portfolio of real estate. I'd rather be the lender
of the portfolio,
private lender to all this. This is all of my roads from a financial standpoint lead to being the hard money lender and building a fund and then getting some of that conventional financing at the 8% now or the 7% or whatever the Fed's at, and lending it out at 14, 18% and getting a point and turning that money over and over and over.
Oh, yeah.
The bank always wins. The bank always wins, guys. This is a great opportunity. You're going to find more lenders that are going to lend more for experienced people that have their systems and processes in place. The best way to do that is show them the deals that you're doing. The best way to do deals is to listen to the advice on the show.
Take action.
I want you right now to unsubscribe to every other real estate channel. I'm just kidding.
Not mine.
But
not mine.
No, I'm telling you, just listen, we're going to navigate these waters with you. We're going to navigate it every single week, and it's going to be awesome. But it could be years. It could be years. The slow grind, slow process of the wheels grinding.
You just have to be tapped in, man. And what happens? Something changes. You pivot a little bit, and then you adjust. I mean, but it's not going away. I don't think it's going away. I think this industry is going to be here for a long time to come. There might be, regulation that kicks in and then kind of, makes us jump through a couple of hoops and loops. But
I think we'll look back in 10 years and we'll be like, remember when you could just assign deals?
It was just the Wild West.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah,
and I think that a lot with some other
take it
creative
seriously,
finance strategies too out there. I think that they're under the apparent, according to that interview. Yeah. So here we go. We've got a few more questions here, and then we're going to do another giveaway. Should we give another Trapper Keeper away?
Ooh.
Should we do another one? Guys, let us know. Put it in the comment section. We want to give away either a hoodie, a shirt, or a Trapper Keeper with the lead sheets, the lead sheet pad. Let us know, and we'll give you another. I got like unlimited Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper.
All right. In your opinion, is it necessary to have a close mentor to close my first deal? There are a few minor nuances in the process I'm still weary about. 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000. Listen, you have to be around people that have already been to where you want to be. You have to. It's the only way that we expand. We start out like, just imagine, like, do your kids ever, they put like a little seed or a little, like a little seed in like a styrofoam cup and put some soil and then they grow and whatever else. At some point, you got to put that into a bigger pot.
Yeah.
And then at some point, depending on what you're growing, you have to put it into a bigger pot. So when you get a mentor, you literally repot yourself into a bigger pot. When you get into a community that are doing amazing things, you literally get into a bigger pot.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole thing. You need room to grow, because if you stay in your little styrofoam cup, you're going to stunt your growth. And instead of a mentor, a mentor is going to be fantastic. A mentor is somebody that you want to be like someday. A coach is somebody that gets you where you want to go faster. So really, I think that there's a difference between a coach and a mentor. And I caution mentorship, because you don't know what the life really is of that mentor.
Yeah.
You don't know what the
record,
net income of that mentor really is. You don't know if they're leasing on Turo that fancy car and leasing those watches and leasing all the fancy apartments and houses and all that stuff. And it always is. It's all fake. It is all fake. I'm telling you, it's all fake. All the time. All that stuff is just fugazi. It's pixie dust. All right. Yeah, there you go. It looked like that. But for real. So I would say get a coach. If you want somebody that's going to help you walk it through and you split the deal with them, I totally understand that. Get somebody local, somebody in a community that's going to handhold you and walk you through all of that. Fantastic.
You're going to move a lot faster. You're going to have a lot of questions. right now they seem like little nuisances, but until you're going to the actual process or through the actual process and you get hit with questions, you get hit with, what kind of, clauses in the contract and like all those things, it's things that matter. Right. But you're going to move a lot faster. You have somebody to walk with as you're going through that journey. So.
Brandon, here you go. Here's the repair cost chart. Up at the top is square footage. And then here's the interesting thing, guys. This bottom part, let me remove your comment here, Brandon. Thank you for participating. Brandon Dukes in the house. Awesome. This one right here. See, oh, you can't see my cursor. The very bottom asterisk. Any major repair items add $10,000. Roof, 10. Air conditioning, 10. Pool repair, 10. Driveway repair, 10. What else, Raf? Electrical, 10. AC. Plumbing, 10. The boiler, 10. Right? So this is just kind of like cosmetic-y work here. And this is for the experienced people. All right. And so, yeah, there you go. There's your deal. Here we go. A question here. Le Atua first? Leatua. What's Leatua?
Leatua. I'm not sure.
Is that French? It's not Spanish. Second question for Brent. Who should I have on my team when I'm first starting out? Seems like a title company. Yes, that's number one. A really good escrow officer, a closing attorney. Unicorn realtor. Maybe you don't really need it, in my opinion, off the bat, but you can. A TC, last one optional, but nice to have. Yeah, TC. What's
Not until the volume.
what's the TC company that
you can David Olds.
yes.
David Olds company. They do a really good job on transactional coordination. You
What
can
is
pay
it?
by, per deal. Closings. I'm trying to blank on the name.
Transaction coordination. It is called easyreiclosings.com.
Yeah.
easyreiclosings.com. Boom. In your face. Yeah, they're phenomenal. That would be really, really, really good. Honestly, I want you to keep as much money as possible so you can do everything. I mean, unless you're doing a bunch of deals, you're not really like, why are you spending money on other people? Like, build the skills. I mean, if you have the budget, sure.
If you're doing 3 deals, under 5 deals a month, I mean, it's you're going to be running around and everything, but it's still doable, right? You don't want to TC. I think it's one of those things that comes in after. You have that deal flow and you got to keep them busy too. So, so it's always first just to, if you get bottlenecked, start, going to ECREclosings.com, have them help you out with that kind of stuff. And then until your deal flow gets bigger, then you worry about.
Here's a Rafael.
Yeah.
Rafael question.
When getting started, what is the simplest framework to implement from the start to keep the leads
organized? Samoan. Look at that. It means God Rodriguez. First.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Awesome. Jesus first. That's amazing.
I like it. SIP. So it depends where the lead is coming from. If you have cold calling leads, you want to get them pre-qualified. If you have let's say that it's you or you have a lead manager and you're closing deals, it depends on how many people are in your team too. But you want to have some type of pre-qualification in place, depending on where the leads are coming from, right? Otherwise, you're going to get bottlenecked real quick on the acquisition side. If you're at the point where you're getting PPC leads and it's inbound traffic, just go straight for the kill on those. So as far as keeping them organized, I use Podio. I build out Podio. It's we use that. It has KPIs and all that stuff. You don't need something as robust at the beginning. A spreadsheet will do. Actually, I built one out. I'll give you guys the link, Brent. I mean, it's pretty decked out. It has tabs for contacts, for acquisitions, dispo, and KPIs on that one spreadsheet. But that's what I have my students use and roll out with. So I'll drop that in here.
Love it. How about this one for you,
Alejandro, right now?
Chris, just starting out in the Florida market, what is a realistic timeline for making my first 3 deals if I'm cold calling and driving for dollars at least 6 to 8 hours a day?
I don't see why you shouldn't be able to go under contract on deals within the first 90 days. Have a pipeline of 3 to 5.
Yeah, usually, listen, it's 1 deal per 200 conversations. So have more conversations, right? So you need to have 600 conversations. Usually you can have, if you're using a dialer, you can have 10 conversations an hour.
Yeah.
So 60 hours should get you those 3 deals. So just stay in the timing part when it comes to outbound is usually you catch them before they're ready to make a decision. And so it takes usually about 120 days to close that deal from the first contact. So start now, boom, 4 months. That's the hardest part of this business.
Yeah.
If you don't have a budget for inbound leads, then that's the hardest part of the budget is making sure. Hardest part of this business is making sure that you are staying focused for that 120 days and consistent without seeing the results. Can you imagine going to the gym every day, sweating, working, doing it all, no results? You're still flabby. You still, sweat and it stinks. You still nothing's happening. But then 120 days in, all of a sudden, boom, start getting shred city, bro.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
You see muscles.
I mean, there is like snow on the top of those peaks of your biceps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you go through.
Yeah.
That's why being an entrepreneur is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. It's going to be the hardest thing because you're going to doubt, you're going to be disappointed, and you're going to get distracted. 3 Ds. And so crush all those, be around people doing the work, and it'll work. I'm telling you. There's a great Alejandro, right? Rodolfo in Florida is about to get a deal that's going to be like bananas, multiple six figures.
Nice.
This dude is calling. He's done a few deals. He's been calling for like 18 months. He hasn't had this life-changing thing, but he's just been calling, sticking to the plan. Now all of a sudden, boom, he's starting to get these deals. Boom, and big deals. It's inevitable. If you have enough conversations, make enough offers, you cannot lose.
It stacks up, man. The follow-ups, the leads, the belief starts stacking up. I mean, more importantly, and you get to this point. Just understand that even if you don't see it every single day, there's progress happening.
Yep.
Under that layer of disappointment that we sometimes may feel at the end of the day.
Doubt.
Yeah. There's
distraction and disappointment.
And then it clicks. It stops being a matter of if this is going to happen. It becomes a matter of when this is going to happen.
That's it. So listen, we all want it now.
Yeah.
We all want it now, but just focus on what you can control and you're going to get it, and be around people that are doing incredible things. All right. Great question, Chris Harper. How often should you call a Driving for Dollars list? I want you to call that list twice. If you don't get a hold of them, call them in 6 months. That's why you're always adding to that list. All right. So call them twice and then move on. Because what happens is first time you call a list is the highest contact rate. Second time through, you're going to be down about 10, 20%. But the third time through, you're down like 80, 90%.
Yeah.
So you're on the phone for an hour and you talk to 2 people. And then your mind wanders and you're not really locked in and you're not really focused. And then you're like, why am I spending an hour and only talking to 2 people? All right. So, Raph, how's your workouts?
Good. I'm gaining mass.
I love it.
So my muscle or my body composition is changing. I like it. Trying to stay within the same weight.
Yeah.
175-ish.
Yeah.
But turn more of that into muscle and then drop the body fat. So that's my thing. If I can hit
get ready for the scale.
175 at 11%, I'm solid.
Ooh, 11% body fat?
11% body fat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
You're going to be like Wolverine. That's awesome. Hey, Brandon, so there is a awesome Audible series called Lead the Field. You can also get the transcription of it, and it's phenomenal. That's what I've been going through. And so, yeah, it's really, really, really good. Earl Nightingale is the grandfather of all. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I should say that Napoleon Hill is who did Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm sorry, not Rich Dad Poor Dad. Think and Grow Rich, and plenty of others. And Rafael and I are taking off our shoes because we have accountability to weigh in every week and see where we're at. My goal is to get to 190 pounds. So I'm working on that. And so, yeah, I've got the, we're going to get on the scale real quick. I got the Air Max here. These are pretty sweet. I'm just copying Rafael's style with the white tennis shoes. But he's been rocking the Doc Martens recently. But Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I have a trainer. It's Lifetime Fitness. I think it's like $150 a training session. So I spend a significant amount on that. And then once a week, he does an hour of stretching to really loosen my back. If you have ever had any back issues, you'll know how important that investment is. And it just keeps me on schedule and keeps me accountable. So I spend a couple grand a month on training.
You half-ass it when you're spending $150 a session.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not there to just jibber jab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, put in your workout routine here. Mondays and Thursdays, I do more like a bodybuilding. Tuesdays is a straight cardio with what's called an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible with 5 or 6 exercises. It gets me super sweaty and exhausted. But I'll tell you what, after I'm done with like those real exhausting workouts, Raph,
yeah,
I don't worry about anything.
You know what I mean? There's something about just like being physically exhausted that I'm just like chill.
Well, I mean, we built up a lot of pressure, and we have to find a way to release it. Like the body retains that kind of stuff, man. All your knots and your tension is in the back of the neck. When you're getting tired, you're releasing all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, let's see what we weigh. Here we go.
It matters.
Boom, 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 boom. All right. What do we got? 204.3. Boom, in your face.
Ooh, we started at what? 3 weeks ago, you were at
214.
214, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 214 nice. A month ago. Yeah. Freaking doing it.
Oh, yeah. I keep getting.
Oh, meaty, bro. Meaty. 179.
Yeah.
Bro, look at you.
I was 178 last week.
What'd you weigh when you were doing MMA fights?
I was skinny.
Get on there.
I was super skinny.
Rafael was a cage fighter, by the way.
I was at 155.
And a firefighter.
155.
And the mayor of Puerto Penasco.
The king of Puerto Penasco.
They literally named the sea that's in there after Rafael.
If you guys have heard of the Sea of Cortez, it's my last name. I named it that.
He is absolutely. You want to have a great time? Go to Rocky Point or Puerto Penasco with Rafael. People just appear out of nowhere and give them stuff. It's crazy. They do. It's the wildest thing you'll ever experience. You're like in the middle of the ocean on a jet ski, or the Sea of Cortez on a jet ski, which is probably the most fun you could have with your clothes on, at least. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
But people will still find you out there and be like, "Hey, Rafael, here, have a banana boat and have this jet ski." It's awesome. Anyway, Rafael is awesome. Guys, that's our show today. I won't even put my shoes back on. We'll just go over here. Bring it in, guys. Thank you for joining us. Oh, wait, we have one more giveaway. Luke, why don't you throw it out today? Why don't you throw it out? Luke's going to throw out. I think we had 2 for the Trapper Keeper. We'll just keep it a Trapper Keeper type of day. So, Matt, will you go and find us I'll grab the Trapper Keeper. All right, hold on. Rafael, talk so that there's no. Well, I guess they can still hear me. Yeah.
All right. So, what mic are we in? Luke, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you ready for this?
Okay, here we go. The third Trapper Keeper is going to be this adorable kittens. Where's our cat ladies in the audience? Where's our cat dudes? Look at that. They have blue, beautiful, dazzling Caribbean blue eyes. Oh my goodness. Look at them having fun frolicking in that high grass. Wow. That looks like crabgrass to me. Boom. All right. It comes with the lead sheet, the lead pad. Go ahead and start throwing. Comes with the master lead sheet here. And this one, guys, is what you use to when you're talking with the property owners to help really understand condition, timeline, motivation, price. It's got a lot of really cool things in here. Personality, style, what the Zillow price is, the asking, the ARV, repairs, how much you can assign it for, and what you should offer for that. And then
those balloons are super safe.
Yeah, Luke is just putting a lot of darts on the board right now. You're gonna have to pull some from the board. Should he get closer? Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us on this show. We love you guys. Alejandro, come on out here. Ref, come on out here. I know it's painful, but we'll get it done. Here you go. Come on. Almost. Here we go. Almost. Get it. This is for the kittens. No. This is for the kittens.
I get a shot.
I'm gonna get on first.
All right. Alejandro's going for it, guys. Guys, on behalf of Rafael, Alejandra, Lou, come on. Matt, come on. There we go. Popped it. We love you guys. Thank you for participating in the show. We'll see you next week for another show. Go out there and talk to people. Remember this. Keep your house clean, protect your health, and increase your value to the world. You'll live a fantastic life. Love you guys. See ya.